It's not. What's going on, Les Cavalier? How we doing, brother? Heavy Robot, how are you? Long time no see. How you been? Let's give us a second here, boys, and we're gonna get going. We're gonna talk about live arena cheating, boosting. Plarium finally gave us some answers, and I don't know if they're good or bad. I have mixed feelings. We're gonna talk about the new fusion, which I think is the first time we've gotten a legendary HP-based reviver, and it's probably for the best faction right now that needs it. And then we got some quality of life improvements. Some are good, some are bad, and I want to hear which one you guys are most excited for on the quality of life improvements. I'm ready for the dust exchange. I need that. So 30 seconds and we'll be ready to go.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Teleria podcast, episode number 135. 15 episodes away from our number 150, and 65 episodes away from our 200th. So those will be closing in sooner than we think. We got a lot of things to talk about today. We got to talk about the live arena boosting. I know people have a lot of controversial feelings about that. Some of us may not see eye to eye about it, but it's definitely time to talk about it. Player and give us some responses on what they are planning to do about this. We want to talk about the new HP-based fusion as a reviver. Guys, first time we've gotten it. I know that we have an epic champion in game, which I believe is Melga Steelgirdle, who's an epic reviver, HP-based. But I think this guy is about to change some things for us. And we got some quality of life improvements. And then we're going to do a little bit of a walkthrough through the Gestel Gaming website to talk about all of us creators being on there and, actually showing you what we're made of, showing you our team, showing us everything about our accounts. So that said, before we get too far, let me introduce my co-host for today's podcast. Starting off with the top white box, the Dab Master himself, Mr. Zero Brew. Zero, what's going on, brother? How are you?
What up? We're chilling, hanging in, hanging out. I'll save it for the end. Got some bad news that might affect the Raid Shadow Legends community, but I'm gonna save it for the end. So I don't want to bring us down right at the start. So let's go. We're doing great.
What a
Texas
cliffhanger
Motor
to
Speedway is
start with.
cranking.
All right, guys,
Bad
I have to
news.
tell you, I know what the bad news is. Zero Brew is quitting Raid Shadow Legends.
No.
Yeah, see,
It's a good
okay.
news.
That's okay.
I'm joking.
Bad news when?
All
Good news
right.
for Zero, not good news for the community.
Coming up next, our free-to-play content creator, Mr. Final Campachi. Ken, what's going on, bro? How are you?
Doing all right, man. Actually, I about to tell you that I'm not going to be there on the podcast, but seems like there's not going to be on the podcast next week, guys. Why? Because I signed up to another half marathon next week, so race. So wish me luck, guys. Race week again, so I need to be careful what I'm eating and training. So good to be there with you guys. Cannot wait to talk about drama.
Well, yes, since you brought it up, there will be no podcast next week as it is Mother's Day. And as much as we all would love you to spend your Sunday afternoon with us, we feel like the lady that brought you into this world should be prioritized over the 6 guys on this screen. So I think that's a good idea. So spend some time with your mother. And then the week after, we actually won't have a podcast because it is my wife's 40th birthday. So we are going to be spending the weekend together. As again, I like being married. I want to stay married. So I think that's a pretty safe bet. Although, who knows? Maybe some of you guys out there that are married, would you skip out on your wife's 40th birthday? Let me know. Next up, the man with the sexiest red beard around, Mr. Coco Melon. No,
No shot, dude. Oh my god, dude. Week 17 of not being called King Copium, dude. What's going on, guys? I am glad to be here. I'm glad there wasn't something that prevented me from being on this weekend, even though we got some stuff coming up. Oh man, this is going to be a banger episode. I can just feel it. Something's telling me that I got opinions. Also, just a quick shout out to the Copium Den community for hooking me up. We hit our tip goal recently, so I got a brand new throne. So I am podcasting in absolute comfort and luxury today, and I just want to give them a quick shout out.
Nice.
Glad to be here.
You know, somebody said I should name you King Fronley from now on because you guys have a very
King
similar
Froley
look.
is crazy. Yo, dude, I'd rather be Tholen. I feel like.
That's it. Let's move on to my next door neighbor, Mr. MXPJE. PJ, what's going on, bro? How are you?
Doing good, chilling. Just not much in raid for me. I already had the 5-star for Embreeze, so just been relaxing the past couple of weeks, and it's been kind of nice playing some other games. But definitely excited to talk about raid with you guys today. Got a good one. Got some drama. Always got some tea in raid, so can't wait to get into it.
Definitely hear that. It's been a very, very chill week for me as well, too. I got the 5-star soul, so I'm like, yeah, whatever. I log on and do whatever I want. It's actually quite nice playing raid when you don't feel like you have to chase everything. And then last but not least, the guy who, you know what? I may have been jealous of the weather 3-4 months ago, but I feel starting now, he can keep that weather. Our boy, Mr. Gessel Gaming. Gessel, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Weather's beautiful right now, 70 degrees and sunny, like every day in California, man.
That's hot, man.
Enjoying life.
I'm coming there.
That's not
there.
hot.
That's
That is
hot.
not hot.
Listen,
It's
anything-
beautiful. It's not hot. It doesn't get hot here. It stays beautiful. It's
yeah.
beautiful and breezy in LA, bro. It is. I'm telling you.
Anything above like 70 degrees is just way too hot for me. Like I don't want to be outside. It's just gross. I hate it. But yeah. All right. So let's get into the meat and bones of the podcast today, and let's start off with the big thing, which has been the boosting in raid live arena, right? Now I know a lot of us a lot of people have been wanting us to cover this over the last couple of weeks. And I really wanted to wait and hear what Plarium had to say before we opened up and said, hey, you know, this is what the problem is. So for anybody that doesn't know, I'm sure everybody knows by now, but I mean, you can see here that there is a big difference here in live arena points between first place, second place, third place, fourth place, and so on, right? And to the point where it's excessive. And I, for one, want to actually give credit where credit is due because, yes, we know that there at the top end, there's always been some sort of manipulation of arena or any game mode. But it takes a real unique individual to say, you know what, no matter what, I'm going to put this out there and whatever happens, happens. So massive shout out to Nicholas Raids for putting this out and, you know, catching the flack on people that want to give it and getting the respect of people that actually have it out there. First question to you guys is going to be what was your thought? And when you saw this happening, were you like, is this real? Is this boosting? What was your initial thought when you looked at the end of ranking season and you saw this? Chad, I want to hear from you guys. And then let's start off with Gessel first.
Well, kind of was much more egregious than what it shows even here initially, I think. And like you kind of knew right away because it was like 73, 73, and then like 3,000 or something at one point.
Right.
So you knew something was going on. I don't know. I know Nick, so I just figured something was up. I didn't really. I was just kind of sit back and waiting to see what happened.
Okay.
I knew something was up. Obviously, like the numbers were so egregious. Like something was up. But I
Right.
know Nick. Nick's a good dude. I like Nick a lot. He raids me all the time. We've talked. You know, he's a really good dude. So I was just sitting back and waiting to see what happened.
And I also want to give a shout out to our boy Snackbox, who, you know, kind of stuck with the story and went through and figured out everything. I was like, yeah, no, you know what? Whether people want to watch this or not, I want to talk about it. So, you know, he's definitely somebody that wants to be all about fair gameplay.
Dude, you're not going to find many content creators that can make a 3-hour long video and have the community sit there and watch the entire thing.
True. I was going to say a 3-hour long video. You obviously never saw a recording of me and HWZ because we sat there talking for like hours upon hours about things and then trying to edit that down. But yeah,
Dude, I can barely handle a pod, bro.
and
No, I'm
putting
joking.
it out. I know, right? That's why we only ran for 2 hours. But yeah, no, I watched it, and I watched it actually twice because I wanted to make sure I caught a good grasp of everything. Ken, what do you got to say about this? When you saw the points, what did you think?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I don't give a shit. Yeah, I mean,
He's like, it doesn't
I love
concern me.
Ken,
But
dude.
I'm not going to
do you
place
think
there.
that's
So
you guys boosting me? I'm going to be there.
Fucking
I mean,
Ken Boy is the goat,
let's
dude.
do it. Let's do it. Next season, we're all boosting Ken. Community, what
All right.
do we think here?
Let's go.
If we,
I
if
mean,
Ken,
I
if
deny
Ken
these
has a-
allegations.
if Ken's gonna
I
get
mean-
it, we might as well get it to him as a free to play, right? What does
Are
chat
we,
think?
like, what was the exact question to like?
So when you saw the point difference, you know, 7,000, 5,000 moving down,
I
like,
to
what
be
was your
honest, like
first
not looking
initial?
that like I said, I really don't care. So I don't really care who is number one, stuff like that. I really don't care. Like I'm not looking the screen unless like somebody on my chat is bring to the on the table. I really don't care who is winning tournament or the etc. Again, like I'm not going to be there. Like why would I waste my time to take a look? But I think we are going to talk about more details soon,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I can share my thoughts. But I really don't care this leaderboard.
Okay.
I mean,
fair
we
point.
used to see the crypto there a lot,
Right,
so it's kind of
right.
killed the fun. Like, okay, like I'm gonna do entrance there, but crypto is
Yeah.
the show. There
And
is no
crypto
point of
finished
to look
what,
in this
30, right?
leaderboard. Yeah, I mean, there is no point of to look in this leaderboard, right?
Right.
Like,
Right.
do you guys enjoy the watching the leaderboard on the season 1, 2, 3 when the crypto was there with like 1 million fights? It was fun to watch. Who is
Yeah.
going to be number one? Oh, let me guess, crypto going to be number one. Exactly, man. Like, system already like broken. You know,
Right.
it's already smells so bad. So like,
Let's go next to King. What do you got to say? What was your thought process behind this when you saw it?
When I first saw the leaderboard, my very first thought was, damn, those are some epic name changes. My second thought was probably, what is Plarium going to do about this? I mean, they can't let this stand. Wow, crypto finished at 42. That's crazy. But he also got his 5 and kind of, you know, that was what he wanted to do apparently. So maybe don't wake the beast. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it was interesting. I was kind of behind the ball for like a split second there. I don't really pay attention to live arena like that. I don't have an account that can compete at that level. With the meta being what it is now, it's just the kind of getting away from me more and more, which doesn't, you know, it's not why I play the game. So it's interesting, and you know, I love the drama, so I'm into the topic. But as far as it personally affecting me, it doesn't. So it's just I got opinions.
Okay. PJ, what about yourself? What were your thoughts when you looked at this?
Yeah, this is actually the first live arena season that I skipped. I just didn't really care to do it, so I wasn't really looking at it too much, but my chat was kind of like noticing it and stuff and talking about it. So I did see it kind of early on and people were talking about it. Not really much thoughts, just was like, let's see what happens at the end. Because people were saying, oh, there's because people in my chat were saying, "Oh, there's big drama, just wait till the end, wait till the end." Because I know people that are in some of the clans that are involved in this, so so I'm gonna try not to be biased with my opinions on here. So even though I do know some people, I'll try to be unbiased. But yeah, I kind of knew some stuff was happening behind the scenes. I didn't know exactly what, but I was just waiting to see at the end to see what I was gonna kick off.
Right. Yeah, I mean, even some bigger content creators ended up saying, you know what, we don't want to be associated with this, and we're kind of gone with it. You know, I'm not gonna say it wasn't difficult, because I was pushing on Cecilian's account to see how far we can go, and you know, we didn't go crazy, we didn't break the bank on anything, doing, you know, 50, 60, 80, 100 fights a day. We went with about 15 to 20 a day, which was, you know, roughly about an hour and a half of live arena. And we placed in the top 170. So I could only imagine like the people that are, you know, in the 28, 2900s, which seems to be right where most of those, you know, top players should be at, how much time they spend. But Zero, what are your thoughts?
Who gives a crap? Honestly, like here's the deal. We talked about Live Arena a year and a half ago and how, or whenever it came out, like after the first couple, you know, iterations of it, of the seasons. And I mean, it was broken from the start. Like, you know, big ups to Nicholas to like do what he did to shine a light on it, but it's been broken since the get-go. And in fact, I want to love Live Arena. It just takes too much time. I can't spend 30 to 45 minutes doing 10 little tiny things a day. So I've given up. I haven't done Live Arena seasons for, I don't know, the last 4 seasons, I want to say. So I think, and I know we'll probably get into the topic, but in reality, this cool, shout out to Nicholas for bringing a light to it, but Plarium just needs to fix this broken mess. It's been
Right.
broken from the start, and honestly, they haven't fixed it because it makes some money, right? So
Well, they
that's
did.
that's honestly the drama and waiting for their response and everything that you're saying. That's my initial thought.
Yeah, what
All
response,
of it.
dude?
Well,
Huh?
that's true.
What response from Plarium? But we'll get into that.
We'll get into that in just a sec. All right.
Blazing, can I hop in though? There was a
Yep.
good comment in chat. So Modern Thinker said, "Here's the thing. I don't see the LA issues as cheating. I see it as bad game design that enables exploitation. It's up to Plarium to design content that can keep better competitive integrity. But the boosting some players do, is it against terms of service? Is it any different than the tanking clans do in clan clashes, sieges, and CVCs? None of that is breaking TOS either." I thought that was an interesting read.
He
Exactly
is
what I said
correct.
in my
Yeah.
video. I made a video, and I just don't understand why people are focused on that thing. It's like, is that the only problem the game have right now? Like, for
Right.
example, when on the PR CVC, top 1000 clan facing like top 30 clan.
Yeah.
This is not
Yeah.
a problem. Why nobody talking about that?
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
It's
it's
crazy to
the
me. Like,
To be fair,
it's just
we
crazy
just-
to me, man. And then look, it's work. I mean, all drama is work. Plarium said they are gonna do something about this live arena season, right? Which is, we can talk about the details soon. But what about the rest of the content?
right.
Like, do we need another drama on the trigger the Plarium for that? Are
well,
they
no, the
blind?
problem right now, and we've been doing a really good job lately on the podcast of kind of keeping the straight up Plarium bashing to a minimum. But you know, with that said, right, I'm going to bash Plarium a little bit. Oh, go figure. But I think that what's crazy is that they haven't learned their lesson at this point with implementing these half-cocked ideas and either not circling back and jumping on it right away and getting it fixed and getting it to a playable place where people are feeling like they're not getting robbed constantly, or they give access to the test server to everybody so that we can go on there as a community, test out these things before they go live, so people are not investing real life money, real life time, and potentially breaking their accounts for something that Plarium implements into the game, and it is a humongous piece of shit.
Right. So let's take a step back, and I want to take a piece out of Modest Thinker's comment here, which is who is really at fault for this, right? Because there's a lot of things going on here. We've got a Russian community on Telegram that is selling the trophies, discussing on how they're going to do it, who's going to get it. You know, there is Plarium that says, yeah, we're working on it, but we really haven't fixed anything. We've kind of let it slide. And, you know, they figured that they addressed it and that was it. They just did it down. I, for one, think there's a healthy blame to go both ways, right? There is the developer side, which the developer definitely needs to keep updating it, because we've shown as a community that more than one time we can figure out something, right? Whether, again, it's CVC, Siege, Chimera Clash, Hydra Clash, we can always manipulate what's going on around us, right? And Plarium isn't really continuing or acting fast enough, I would say, to deal with this, right? They say that we're always looking at our analytics, but I feel at some point, you know, just change things and see what keeps going, right? Because if you change, you know, if from season to season, I feel like if you just change the way the point system works or something like that, make it accessible so that the rewards are great for everybody or achievable for everybody, but the point system to come to first is changed every so often, it makes it a little more harder for people to able to kind of come together and manipulate the score and try to push somebody and sell it. Now, I do also go after the community side of that's being like, hey, we're going to go ahead and sell this trophy for $5,000, $10,000, whatever it might be. I feel like those guys as well are to be blamed as well. But the thing is, can you go after those guys? Because they're not using their own accounts. They're using accounts that they're driving. So how do we kind of go about fixing this? So Ken, let me ask you first, who would you put more of a blame on? Would you blame Plarium? Would you blame, you know, the people that did it for manipulating the system? Like, you know, I get the point that everybody wants to play, everybody wants to be first, but where would you say the more fault lies in? Chat, I want to hear from you guys. And then Ken, why don't you start us off?
I definitely not blame the players there, because there is a system, open the abuse, and they are abusing, which is smart thing to do. Like if you are not doing that on the CVC, for example, you are going to punish yourself. Nobody else, right?
But while you say that, there's a clear way of abuse, let me phrase it to you this way. If I can walk into the bank and steal $1 million, I know it's wrong. Should I still do it?
I mean, if the system allow you to do that, yeah.
I mean, that's an ethical question at that point, which is a personal, that's personal.
System is not going to punish you. Of course, you are going to take
Fair.
the $1 million.
Fair.
I mean, the system is not going to punish you for that. They are not going to put you in jail, you know?
I mean, there are people that buy a house.
We are going to do something. Yeah.
Yeah, there are people that buy a house and they want to knock a wall down and they find $500,000 in the wall and they turn it in. They don't even know what the hell it is. I mean, there are other people that would do that, find that, and keep it for themselves. It's all, I mean, that's more morals and ethics, that comes down to a personal player base of like, there are people out there that they would cheat if they had every single opportunity. And there are people out there that would never cheat, even though they have every opportunity.
Okay.
I mean, it's not sportsmanship, it's not gentlemanship, whatever you called it. But again, like the game, there is no rules like that. I mean, there is no rules. Hey, you cannot boost your friend. There is no rules like that. Or like, hey, bro, you cannot tank on the CVC. There is no rules like that. The game, the system allow you to do that, and there is no punishment. Of course, players going to do that. Like, I definitely, like, last thing I'm going to be blamed there is the players. Like you can call that like there's a bad player selling that for the money, etc. Again, system is allowed that too. Like still, yes, they are doing wrong, but the system allowed that, man. Like
I should say that Plarium's stance is that boosting is not fair gameplay and they do not like it. And they do stay, you know, I remember back to where there was the whole issue with boosting for Plat Arena for the first place trophy, that they said, we are against this. This is not what we want. It's not fair gameplay. We want people to play. and
Then they
enjoy
should
and have
do
fun.
something against it. Like in
And
the
that's
Platinum action, after all these years, they made a blind
right,
Platinum push, right?
right.
So
Um,
maybe, but why they didn't do the unseen the same thing for the like this content, for example, or why they are not doing anything for the CVC, etc. King, Modern Thinker, which is I also mentioned it on my video. Why they are not doing anything for this content?
right.
The same mechanic pretty much apply all this matchmaking system the game have. Game has very basic matchmaking system, like super basic model.
Yep. No, I agree with that. The matchmaking system, sometimes I've gone up against guys like 3-4 times, you know, I've gone up against them 3 times in a row, gone up against somebody else, and then they got back into my, you know, threshold again. So it feels like it's just kind of what we call jerry rigged together, right? King, what do you got to say about this?
Can you give the original question, please?
The original question is, who would be more at blame for this? Is it the community that takes advantage of this, or is it Plarium for not changing things fast enough, or not paying attention to it more?
Well, I don't know. I kind of feel like this is the easy way out on this answer, but I do definitely place the majority of the blame on Plarium for this. I think anytime you have a system like this, then people are going to find a way to exploit and get around it. I mean, even these simple things like they have the contests in Discord, and people will tell, you know, they're like, make this design with this emblem system, and then whoever gets the most votes gets this. Well, people are going to be like, hey, my whole clan, go do this, or I'm in a large cluster. Guys, go like mine, even though it could look like crap. And there are some really good ones in there. It's the system, right? If you can play the system, then you're going to play the system. And that's kind of what, to boil it down, what the player base did on this. I mean, they found a way to exploit it, and they did it. It was up to Plarium to realize in the however many seasons there's been at this point that there's an issue here potentially. But then with that being said, I mean, Plarium can't sit here and monitor this activity all day, day in, day out. And
I would beg a differ on that, because I mean, they're apparently their biggest source, their biggest value that they have of what they claim is their analytics. And if I know anything for
right,
working,
but are we talking about live analytics at this point, or are we talking about once the season's wrapped? Because once the
So-
season's wrapped, then what can they do about it at that point? Unless they're just going to go in and ban whoever did it, and then that negates the leaderboard even being there in the first place.
So I will tell you, as somebody, I work for UPS, right? And I can tell you that if I am at a stop for particularly too long, that pops a notification to my boss, and my boss can call me up and say, hey, you're there for 5 minutes longer than you should have been. So the analytics that they get are live. I can tell you that for a fact.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's fair. But when you get up to that certain point up there in the top, 10 or whatever, like, how many people are there for you to fight realistically? So
understandable.
You are going to run into the same people over and over again. And so then it becomes an issue of, are you just having a bad day, or are you cheating?
Right. Well, I guess the biggest thing here with these were some of these fights weren't even lasting a full minute, right? And so those kind of raise up a lot of red flags, saying, well, just picking your champions takes 1 minute. The fact that you're getting in there, the fight's done within 1 minute, and you're going into your next one, that right there should raise flags. Zero, what do you got to say?
I just want to say one more thing. I mean, it's not that I do not hold accountable the players. I do place blame on the players, and I don't pick sides. I'm not team Niklaus or team Mad or team whoever the fuck. Like, even though it's not Mad as a whole, it's just some people that happen to be in Mad. I do hold accountable the fact that these people are exploiting the system. And even if Niklaus did this to bring attention from Plarium so that Plarium would fix the problem, 2 wrongs don't make a right. And if you are going to sit here and you're going to play this game and you want to be the top 1%, then act like it and play like it and do it legit, because you want to spend all this money on your account and you want to have the most badass account and you want to win and you want to look like a winner and you want to look like you know what the fuck you're doing 99% of the time. But the 1% that you decided to exploit and cheat or do something that came across that way, it negates everything else that you've done. Everybody is going to look at you and you're going to be infamous rather than famous. like Mad's had this issue in the past. So have some other clans. Like they've done something that's come across sketchy, and it stays. People don't forget.
Yep. Hey Ken, real quick. I know you want to talk about my my 51% win rate, but is there something you want to tell everybody? Is there something you want to tell everybody that happened earlier this week?
What?
Who won?
Oh.
True. So I win when it
I
matters.
think 3% happened. I'm pretty sure it was 3%. I'm pretty sure it was 3%. Jesus.
Gesto, what about you, man? What are your thoughts on this matter?
So the original question is,
who would you put more?
Fault?
Yeah, would the blame be for the Plarium who didn't or isn't acting fast enough and putting enough? I would say some people would say not enough effort, or does it fall on the player base for not being, for not, I guess, having morals at this point? Just looking at this,
I'm not gonna throw it on the players. I feel like there's so many games out there that don't have this problem, but I've never really played a game like this, I guess. So I just feel like there's got to be an easy fix, or not an easy fix, but a fix that is out there. I mean, between all the MOBAs and other gacha games and whatever other PvP game I can't even think of, like this has happened before. Do a little research and implement. Like I don't know. I feel like it'd be a pretty easy fix. So I'd definitely put it on Plarium. Like, come on, like this isn't new. Like this has happened across all genres. On genres I don't even know that exists. Like this stuff happens everywhere. Just find the fix and do it. Like to everyone else's point, this has been out long enough, and it's not just happening now. Obviously, like I don't know. It happens across the game. Like they see it happening across the game. My guess is it's either A, they don't care, B, it's
they don't want to piss off the spenders, man.
Or C, yeah, it's the money, bro. The money's coming in and they don't give an F. Like, bro, did you see how many battles that guy did? You see the amount of gems he had to put in to do that?
I know. Bro. I mean, he was saying, Nicholas was like, dude, I was buying multiple 100 gem refills to get to this. Just
dude, you know how many battles that is? That's insane.
Yeah, no,
it's craziness.
Listen, this was very costly again, and this is why I give a massive shout out to Nicholas, because this was very costly for him to do this. So I 100%. I'm glad that he did it, and I'm not gonna say that Plarium should take the trophy away. I think they should leave it there as a reminder of how bad they let the situation get. Right. So 100%, yeah. PJ, what are your thoughts on it?
It's tough. I definitely want to blame the players. I mean, you could kind of blame Plarium, but I don't think they intended for this. Like, I don't think they're trying for to make a system where people can boost. I think it's just probably hard to make a good matchmaking system, especially in the top 10, top 100, because especially in the top 10 is you just keep facing each other over and over and over. So it was unintended. I don't think that this was on purpose, but yeah, I definitely don't think the players should get banned. I hear people saying ban the people that was involved, ban boosting. Like that, in my opinion, is crazy.
Again, you can't ban those players because those are the players that have drivers. So it's not the player of the account that did it themselves. It's a driver
but it's
in that claim.
But it's
if you give someone
but it's the owner of the account.
Yeah,
that's on you.
Well, hold on. Because
if I let somebody drive my car and they crash my car, I'm liable. It was my car.
Not if they have insurance. They're the ones driving. It doesn't go on your insurance. It goes on their insurance. They're the ones liable. You could essentially, rent your car or give your car to them, let them drive it. They get an accident, they're at fault. Your insurance company might pay. Your premium may go up a little bit, but it goes on their record, not yours. Right? So
it's still your account. You are responsible for your account. Doesn't matter who's on your account. It's your account.
So I'm gonna phase you, or I'm gonna give you this question. It is against 100% TOS to let someone else on your account. we do account takeovers all the time as content creators. We get on, we do gear cleanses, we get on and build champions for people. That's
Y'all are
against
stealing all
TOSs.
my thunder.
You know,
I
Do
mean,
we- do
you
people
went to
get-
me and then King Coco Melon my talk.
Hold a zero
y'all are
brew
stealing all
on
my
zero
thunder.
brew.
But you know, that's against TOS. So, you know, if those people get banned, then, you know, do you move on to the people that are allowing, you know, to do the gear cleanses? Like, you know, half of our streams, more than enough of the times, are us getting on, helping out our community to get better and learn. So go ahead.
Well,
Peter.
I started this with saying that I didn't want them to get banned at all. I'm just saying that technically they could, like, it's your account. Like, it doesn't matter who's running the account, it's your account. That's all I was saying. But no, I don't think anyone should get banned. I think that'd be crazy. If anything, they could like ban them for the next live arena season, like something like that. I'd be okay with, like, let them sit out for one live arena. But it has to be everyone that's boosting. It can't just be like Nick. It has to be everyone, and I think that's the issue. And it's like past seasons as well. You're gonna go back and check all of those. So I would just say just drop everything, like refresh moving forward. But yeah, I think it's on, I guess, both sides, but it's mostly, I guess, Polarium. I don't think it's hard to blame the players when it's like he said, she said, they started boosting, he started boosting, who started boosting first, boosting in last season, boosting. When did it actually start when did it actually start?
Day one.
Yeah, I mean, probably. So like, it's kind of hard to say who's at fault. It's more of like, let's just try to fix in the future. And another thing is like, players can't just snap their fingers and have an instant fix. Like, even if they see it happening, they can't just the next day be like, okay, boom, here's the fix. They got to think about it. They want to have a good fix, right? So we got to give them a little bit of time to try to figure out what to implement.
Well, so I will tell you, as somebody who's, you know, when I was in SP, I was at the top of it. I was pushing Plat Arena. And a lot of the times, you know, it's guys that don't really have the time. Like for a while, I had somebody driving my account for Plat Arena because it was at 4 a.m. for me to be able to do it. And I couldn't do it, but he was willing to do it, and it helped out the clan. So there's those situations where, you know, the account owner may say, yeah, you know what, my account's a cracking account, but I can't get on at that time to do it. So for the better of the clan, for publicity of the clan, or whatever it might be, I'm going to let you go on there. And I think the bigger issue or the bigger problem would be is the community behind it, those individuals that have banded together and said, yep, we're going to sell this trophy. Zero, what were your thoughts? I know we stole everything.
I mean,
from you.
no, you're good. You're good. Now, here's the deal. Just give me a minute to cook with this. First of all, everyone's right. There is no wrong or right solution to any of this stuff. And we all got to keep in mind that the community drives this game. Without the content creators, without people coming in and asking for help and doing account takeovers. Hell, PJ just did an account takeover for me the other day because I'm too stupid to do it. You've created my Chimera team with Wixwell and Titus, right? Like that's what makes this game thrive as long as it has and still keep going. So first of all, like, let's get that off the table. Yeah, it might be against the terms of services, but 99% of people in this game has let someone log into their account, right? Like, even if they're not driving it or running it or anything like that, just to look at it or showcase it or whatever, right? And to be fair, there's third-party tools like GestalGaming.com that can show off rosters and or, you know, Hell Hades as well, right? So like, Plarium doesn't have the ability to do any of that. So let's get that off the table. In terms of what I think happened with Plarium is they said, hey, we're trying to expand the game and give you a mode that we think would be really cool and that you want. And that's what they gave us with Live Arena. And then they worked in seasons, put rewards behind it. And I don't think anyone here will complain about getting a guaranteed legendary relic at the end of the season once you participate, right? So that's what they implemented. Now, when they implemented it the way they did it, and right out the rip, it caused all of these issues. Like, this is not something that just sprung up this season. This has been going on with crypto, as we've been talking about the whole time, right? And so here's the deal. They built the system, and to be fair, Blazin', you already said it, they like rolled out the new mode, and they're probably going back to their shareholders going, holy shit, look at how much money this is raking in. We got people running this thing every single time it opens up, and they're cashing in gems to keep this thing going. So why would we ever want to fix it, right?
Yep.
So I think that's where we are today. And PJ made a fantastic point. They're not going to be able to fix it tomorrow. So I do think if they want to address this, it's either A, we ignore it and just let people do what they're going to do at the top. B, I think we need to go to more of an ELO system. I know we talked about this a year ago. And they just need to restructure the whole thing where it doesn't reward constant rebattling. You're rewarded on your win-loss ratio and whatnot. From that perspective. And then I do think if they wanted to try to keep the existing system but wanted to smack down account runners or whatever, I think that was another good suggestion. I think that might have been PJ that said this one is, well, if they do know it on the back end, they could just prevent them from being able to be eligible in the next season or something. And you're not banning the account, you're not penalizing them from that perspective, but you are kind of slapping them on the wrist saying stop doing this. So I think there are options if they wanted to keep the existing structure to try to level the playing field. But at the end of the day, it's how they designed it. They're not going to fix it if it's making them money. Or if they do try to fix it, they're still going to look at the bottom dollar and say, how are we going to fix this where it can still generate what we're generating? Because they're not going to shoot themselves in the foot over this. So that's the Zero Bruce take. I'll shut up now.
Just real quick to jump on the back end of that, right? What should happen, because and this is going to piss the LA people off. Gessel, I'm sorry, don't hate me. Is there should be a static amount of fights per day. Leave the live arena, leave the windows how they are, so you can get in there multiple times a day. Not everybody can live arena at the same time, but you should have a static amount of fights per day. You can't buy refills. You should get 10 fights a day. If you win them, you win them. If you lose them, you lose them. Everybody gets the same 10 fights. It doesn't matter if you have drivers that can do it all damn day. It doesn't matter if you got to work all day and can't do it. You get in there, you do your 10 fights. That's what you got. That's what counts. And that right there ends the boosting to the point where it's at least feasible that you could catch up to that.
I've actually said the same thing, but I said 25.
So
See, yeah, even giving more fights like that would be great. Yeah.
So
I
here's a
thought
couple
25 and then it's based on your win rate, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just threw out an obscure number. I'm not hard sold at 10, chat. Okay,
Yeah, no,
calm down.
I've said that plenty of times.
So let's address one thing with this, right? So we all know that right now we're going to be getting Live Arena 24/7. They have said that that's going to happen. It is in the near future. They haven't told us exactly how far away,
Are you
but
sure?
it is going to happen. They did.
I thought them extending the time periods like recently was, I didn't think they were going to do 24/7.
Yes, they definitely are. They said that they were going to. So it's
I just
going to
had
be
a-
happening.
Well, I mean,
just
Chad,
have a
if you guys want to talk about Plarium needing to make billions off of 10 or 25 fights, you can't talk about fixing the system and Plarium continuing to make the same amount of money. They're making the money because the system's fucked. If you want a non-broken system, you're going to have to concede something, and that's why it's not going to get fixed, because Plarium's not going to concede the money, so they'll concede your happiness instead.
Well, and that's why they're not going to go to 10 runs a day, because it'll
Right.
hit them and shoot them in the foot. But just a thought on all of this. I don't know if they can even do that the way the system is set up, because here's the deal. If they do go to 24/7 or the window that's there now, like let's say you wait to right before reset to do your things, there's no one left to do a fight. So if you limit the fights, by limiting the fight, you basically decimate the player pool throughout the 24-hour reset clock. So like that last 6 hours, there might not be anybody in the arena to fight because everybody's hit their cap for the day.
Right.
So that's another thing to consider. You can't just put a limit on it from that perspective.
So
Well, you put a limit on the fights that count, not a
Yeah,
limit on the fights that you can do. Your first 10 fights count for the seasonal, and you can go in there and fight as much as you want. You can go in there. And so if their fight counted, your fight could not count because you'd already done your first 10, but you would still be in the pool of fights. Because there are some people that do live arena, they aren't even giving a shit about seasonal. They just like to do live arena.
well, there's a
So
reason
you're saying
why Live
you
Arena.
go in to win and prevent people from getting their 10 count. I mean, that would be interesting. Meaning, hey, I'm in first place. I've done my 10 for the day, but I'm going to go back in to start just decimating people so that
Yep.
so they take a loss instead of getting
Yep.
the easy win.
Well, not just that, but I mean, Live Arena does have some sort of reason to do it, right? Because it upgrades your Great Hall or your area bonus hall, so you can use that to make your content a little bit easier. You can, pool your coins for as we get Chimera or stuff like that. We know that that stuff is coming down the line, so you can essentially, bank yourself to get to those type of points that you might need down the line. Gessel, what did you want to say?
I was kind of, that's the other stipulation I had said was maybe you do it like 25 would count towards, and then if you want to keep going, you could keep going. I mean, I don't know. I feel like 25's, I don't know. I felt like 25 is a good number, but yeah, I don't want people not to be able to do Live Arena 2. And player 100% doesn't want to prevent people as to zeros points. So yeah, maybe that's not the answer, but it's I think there's something to work with, though. I think there's stuff to work with there.
Can't they also say they're gonna maybe lower the requirements and stuff, like make it easier?
Well, so let's get into that part, right? So we have a lot of things to talk about. Let's start off with the matchmaking. What Plarium said to us is we want to reaffirm the importance of the matchmaking remaining a priority to dedicated update. This is currently in development and is planned for the summer directly. It will directly repeat the opponent's matchup. So hopefully we won't be having same opponents the whole time. We'll be able to, prevent that boosting, right? It will directly address repeated opponents, matchups, and will improve the system pairs players directly to climb through their ranks, making sure that it's competitive. You face and reflects more on the accurate way you are progressionally. Additional improvements are also including in this update. We're looking forward to sharing more specifics. So the matchmaking, I mean, we know that was pretty much how we're able to be boosted because it's based on who is within your threshold and who is within your time frame that like if me and Kim Copium are going right at the same time, not boosting, but going right at the same time, there's a very good likelihood that if we're at the same points for seasonals, at the same points for, Live Arena and queue up at the same time, there's a really good likelihood that we're going to get paired together because that's what the system likes to do. How does Plarium go about fixing this? What should they change for that to happen? I want to hear from chat where their ideas might be coming from or what ideas they might have. But Gessel, what about you on the matchmaking part? Do you think anything like that should be changed?
Yeah, so I don't know the amount of people that are playing all the time, right? So I always attribute the weird matchmaking, especially out of season, because like I'll fight 80,000 points, I'll fight 3,800 points, and I'm sitting around 31,000. I rarely face someone at that 31,000. In season, I like the way it is in season because you're always fighting someone that's kind of at your place as you're ranking up. So if you're a tryhard, you're going to be fighting all the tryhards. And if you kind of hang back a little bit, it might make for a little bit easier navigation up to 1320. So in season, I'm not, minus all the other boosting and everything else. I feel like in season, I kind of like the way it is. Out of season, I don't know what you do because I feel like a lot of people just aren't playing it. So the matchmaking is just so weird. I call it the wild, wild west. Like you just have no idea what you're gonna get because I think a lot of people are just hopping in there to get their one fight and bounce. Like people aren't really taking it seriously. I like it because I'm going in there and trying different things. I'm trying different builds. Different comps. So I like the out of season time. But I think the problem is the seasons. I think that's just it's more people are more into the seasons because of the rewards and it's more competitive. So I just don't know. I think in season's fine. So I don't know. How do you fix out of season? I think that's the problem.
Right. The one thing I do want a lot of people to remember is that we are going to be having that 24 live arena, right? And the big question is going to be the matchmaking may get worse for us because we are, not all of us are going to be playing at the same time. So, King, what are your thoughts?
You said king.
Yes.
I personally, you know, I don't really have a problem with the way it is right now. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Live Arena to begin with. I don't really get to experience meta champs when they're in the meta. That's just my luck for my account. It's RNG. I don't pull them, so it's not a place that I like to spend a lot of my time. Sometimes, night before last, I went into Live Arena on my main account and got just obliterated. I mean, it was insane. Like, and I didn't have a good time. I did my 5 and I was like, okay, this was great. I don't ever want to do it again. And then last night I went in there and I did 10 fights and I had a great time. Won like 7 out of 10. Like, I think, I've said this before. I think that raid has kind of set us up mentally for this game being a full auto set it, forget it, click and leave. And Live Arena is versus live people. Like you can't equate, for what people have on their champions that they've built, what relics are in there, what blessings are being used, what turn order people are using things in. Like, and I know that going against somebody who's 40,000 and you're 5,000, like you're like, well, fuck, like, what's the point of this? But I don't know. The next fight you could get somebody who's on your level. I think that's just part of it, man. It's Live Arena, like it. And I know like there should be bracket systems, but then now look at Classic and 3v3 and how much we complain about that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. PJ, what are your thoughts?
This is a really tough question. I don't know what they can do because they did kind of what we asked for. We wanted the top 10 to fight the top 10, the top 100 to fight the top 100. Like, if you're not in the top 10 and you face someone that's in the top 10, you freak out. You're like, what the hell? Why am I facing this person when I'm 3,000 points and they're so many points up? So it's good that the top 10 is facing the top 10. It's just, I don't think Teleria like realized, oh, like these people are going to work together to manipulate the system. And then out of season, yeah, I just don't think really anyone really cares about out of season. So it's like, why even like put like time and effort towards it? I don't know. It's really most the season is really the issue. It's like the boosting in the season. But I don't know how they're gonna change the matchmaker, fix it. And it's not just this game. Like a lot of games have matchmaking issues. Like it's not a raid issue. It's a matchmaking issue. I feel like, I mean, there are some good games out there, but a lot of games have people that throw on their teams. Like I remember Marvel Rivals, I was doing ranked there, and there were people just would hop onto games on your team and just purposely throw. Like that's super annoying. So it's just kind of like gaming issue, I feel like, and I have no idea how they're gonna fix it because I think it's pretty good for a season right now. It's just people are manipulating it.
Okay. Zero, what are your thoughts?
How to fix it is the original question.
The matchmaking.
Sorry. The matchmaking. Yeah. I mean, I really think it needs to go maybe to like a ELO type system where essentially everybody starts, they reset. I think the other issue is that this game mode kind of forces you to always be, at 51%. Because you take 3 losses in a row, you'll get a bot. You know how that works. So it kind of forces you to do that. But the way the game is coded now, it also forces you to constantly move up in the overall ranking, right? And so that does matter as part of the matchmaking too. And I think that whole system by design, the longer we keep playing it, the worse it is. Now again, I haven't played Live Arena all that much at all. And so I've kind of stagnated around, the 15, 16,000 mark. Whereas people, I don't know, Gestel, what's your number? Like 30,000, something like that?
Yeah, 31.
31, yeah. So kind of what I figure. So again, I kind of put a pause on it and I haven't moved up. So maybe the people who were under me or have lesser accounts than me have moved up in that same ranking. I think all of that is bad by design. I think what you should do is, I mean, almost like again, I don't know how games like League of Legends and stuff work. But like you kind of just reset and you're in bronze or whatever. and you have to work your way up. And then if you beat, someone that's ranked higher than you, you're going to get a huge boost. It's like, hey, you got this, you beat this, you're at 200 elo and you fought someone at 1,000 elo, for example, and you beat them. They should probably drop to 700 and you jump up to 600 or 700 yourself, right? So I think if you implement some sort of win-loss scoring situation like that, whereas and if you take a loss to someone that's ranked way higher than you, you don't lose that much, right? So say that same scenario, reverse that coin, 1,000 beats your 200, you only drop to like 195 or something. You're not really penalized from that perspective. Again, I don't know how that crap works, but I feel like that at least kind of will naturally elevate the super powerful accounts, but also keep things competitive when you're getting smoked by those hires accounts, right? So, if you get paired with crypto, you're not going to get penalized. But if you happen to get lucky and beat crypto, which I think a few of you have, you get a giant leapfrog leak up the rankings. And again, you start facing other people that are better than you, it'll humble you and you go back down. But does that turn people off? You take 5 or 6 losses in a row because you're not getting a bottle all of a sudden? I don't know.
Right. Okay. Ken, what are your thoughts?
I mean, fixing the matchmaking is not that big problem. I feel like there's a couple of I don't know, suggestion or friends are said already. Like they can lower the chance of the seeing the same person over and over again. Like there was a fight, man. I fight the same guy 3 times in a row, and he was stronger than me. And it's not really fun for me. I'm not boosting him. I really want to win, but like why I'm keep facing him? Like I think there can be a little bit more flexibility between the points, so they can increase the gap. Maybe it can help a little bit, but obviously, like there is still like problem. Like if there is a guy playing the game non-stop because he have like multiple drivers, that's also not fair. We also need to talk about that. Not only the boosting is the problem, in my opinion.
Right. Okay. So the next thing that we're gonna jump on to is the seasonal matchmaking points that they discussed. It says at the top of the matchmaking work, we're planning to on the top of the matchmaking rework, we're planning to revisit how the points are earned through the season. Basically, right now, if we lose and we have a certain amount of points higher than them, then we lose less points, or if we win more less points as well too. So the current system does not always reflect the individual performance as it should. We want to make sure that the meaningful play is rewarded. That's past the point that feels relevant to the context of each match. These changes will be going live before the next arena season, and the corresponding details will be included in the game guides for 11.5. We have no idea what they're going to change it to. Now, when they first changed the matchmaking point system, a lot of people were pissed, right? People were like, well, these guys are now waiting because they have a stronger account. They can wait a week or so that it'll be easier for them to do it. The diehards were still going straight off from the top. So I guess the question here is going to be what kind of arena season point system should they be introducing, right? Should it be based, how you come into first? Should it be based off the live arena season points? Should it be based off your win rate? I know that some people have made comments about, it should be based off my win rate. But the problem with the win rate is, you can log in, you can pick and cherry pick your times, especially again, with the fact that we are going to be able to have live arena 24/7 and have a better win rate, right? We can pick on those people that are not on at that time. So let me start off with PJ first. What would you say about fixing the live arena season points? What would be a good, suggestion for Plarium?
I guess ideally an ELO system if they can do it. I think that's what we talked about in the past. I know Zerber talked about that a little bit ago. I don't know. I mean, maybe convert it back. I mean, to the original way. I think that was easier for people generally. I know a lot of people were not happy when they changed it, so maybe that would be a step in the right direction. I don't think that necessarily fixes it, but I think that would at least make it a little bit easier for the average person to get the 1320 if that's what they're gonna leave it at. Yeah, I know. Elo it's tough because whatever you do, there's like if you do player power, there's ways of manipulating that, and like player power doesn't mean everything. When like you said, win rate doesn't like you can kind of manipulate. Like it's tough. I don't know exactly how they're gonna do it, but I mean, I would probably say if they ideally like an Elo system would be the best way if possible.
Okay. Zero.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. And I think, if you go in, well, I think if you did the ELO right, you might be able to prevent people from multi-pairing themselves up. And I think too that if they could somehow track someone like leaving the game or something like that, I don't know if that's what the ELO people were doing. It's like, hey, we paired up and I'm just gonna leave the game, you get the win, or something like that. I think like you should get like 1,000 ELO points stripped off of you or something like that if you get caught doing that or if you do that. Now, granted, that's exactly what I do. I log in to get my daily, and it's like completing one, and I'll quickly just bounce out because I'm like, I ain't got time for this, and bounce, especially the AFKers. And I think, you know what? While we're talking about this, I think the AFKers that needs to be addressed more so than anything. That's one of the worst things in live arena. What do I mean by that? Is a lot of people will queue up and play their game and then just go like make a sandwich or something, and it uses that entire time to go and pick their teams. And I get it, it's probably designed to account for someone who well, it's a stalling tactic, but I think it also was designed that way if someone lost their connection, right? To the game or something, because this is a mobile device game too. You could go into a tunnel or something. It's like, oh man, I was riding in mom and dad's car.
Okay, I was gonna say, hopefully you're not driving.
I'm riding in mom and dad's car, and I'm in live arena. We went into the tunnel, and I lost access to the game or something like that, right? In my little fictitious scenario here. But I think like if you get caught like it should just prevent you from playing or something like that, or you can't use the mode for 6 hours, like severely punish people that AFK this thing, because that's one of the worst things is just getting through to the fight. It's 5 minutes or 4 minutes or whatever it is, and then the fight is, and they usually will pick some rando like tanky whatever situation. It's a damn 10 or 15-minute fight, and they're not actually clicking the buttons and doing the fight. That's not live. So I think they should also, if they're going to look at this, implement some sort of something to address that, because that's the worst thing in the game for me personally.
Okay.
Can I say something real quick? I was just thinking of something. If they do an ELO system, it's gonna probably make things harder though. So we just got to be careful. Like it's like, do we want things easier or harder? Because like if we do fix this, I'm assuming the ELO system is gonna make it like it'd probably be harder. It's gonna be like more fair. Like the way things now, you can just get points way easier. So I feel like we got to be careful what we ask for as a community.
Fair. Gessel, what about you?
Yeah, Elo to me, I've played Smite forever, and like Elo, once they got it fine-tuned, worked great. That's the key though, right? You got to get it fine-tuned. So if they could do that, great. I don't know. I think that'd be the way to go, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. King?
No comment.
No comment. Okay. Sorry, Ken?
If the matchmaking system, like if they fix every single problem in the current live arena, I don't think there is a necessary need to be specific point system for that. You can say point system is the part of the fixing, but to be honest, PG actually mentioned the same thing earlier. When they bring, if your point is higher than the enemy point, and if you lose, you are losing more point, they are gaining more point. This actually affect all of us. I'm not talking of we are abusing the system or anything. I was obviously arena, game actually getting more pay to win, and the arena getting harder, live arena getting harder. But I remember like first season before this system is in the game, it was like way easier for me to reach the last milestone. After they bring this system, because not every single fight give us +9 point anymore, it actually increased my time to reach the last milestone reward for the live arena. So I'm not too fan about it. I'm not sure if it is going to be like, hey bro, like this system is needed to fix the problem. I don't mind that, but I don't think this is the like real problem, to be honest. Like, I don't know how can they fix it, but I don't know. I wish I would like.
So I do have an idea here. And again, I thought about long and hard about this because especially coming into the 24-hour live arena situation, it's going to be very, very challenging for people to, play live arena. And I feel like we may start seeing more bots into live arena when that happens, because depending on where everybody is, only so much of the game of the community will be playing. I think what should happen, and what I would urge is, number one, we got to lower the requirements for the points, right? So from 1320, I think they need to be brought down to 800, because the rewards should be there for everybody, especially if it's just going to be another wand of submission. As for the ranking system, I think we need to go back to the way it was before, where the points were you win 9, you lose 9. If you are
Lose 9.
Huh?
You didn't win 9, lose 9, was it?
I believe it was. It was you won the same amount that you lost. Because the thing here is now if we lose 3 fights in live arena, well, guess what? We get the bot, and the bot brings us back to where we were. Right? So if you're losing the same amount of points that you're gaining for every loss, you're not going to have that issue again. You're not going to have making yourself back to that number. Right? So that would be number 2. And then number 3, I think probably the best bet is to say a percentage of your fights, right? So let's say, I know some people have thrown out some numbers of 25, 30, 40. I think that will have to be kind of allocated to where you're going to leave the points for the live arena seasons. But if you're, if you're going to keep them at the 800, I think like the first 20 fights you do, or, first 15 fights you do of the day is what should count. Because with a 2-week live arena season, you should be able to get to that number, right? Because you got to make sure that even at a 50% win rate, that person can get to the, the end reward of getting that wand of submission or that aspect of Syrah. I think that's probably the best way to do it. A combination of all 3 of those, not taking your win rate into account, not taking, the top points, the way you minimize the, who's going to win trade and stuff like that. It's not beneficial. It will be clearly marked if you're automatically just trading wins, because eventually you're going to fall off the same point. So what are your thoughts on that kind of implementation, Zero?
I mean, I really like the idea of lowering the points. I think that I think they've designed this game to kind of trap everybody into spending as much time in the game as humanly possible. And I feel like, they implement something new and it's 2-step forward. And then it's like, they give us a little small, whatever back, right? Like, they give us Grim Forest, and that's amazing. And, sometimes Grim Forest, depending on, whether you're getting the easy stuff or the hard stuff, it requires a lot of time. And they're like, okay, well, we doubled up Iron Twins, and we doubled up Minotaur, and we doubled up, Potion Keeps or something like that. And it's like we constantly need to find better stuff in the game. And I feel like they designed the live arena system with all that math you just said in line. Hey, you get this many points for this, you get this many points, and we're going to give you a bot if you take too many losses because our matching system sucks, and you're going to get smoked, and we're going to constantly edge you up. And I feel like to hit that threshold, it does take almost, if you're at a 51% win rate, it will take you almost the entire season. Again, doing more than 10 fights is what they give you for free, and they're kind of hoping you're banking to cash in your gems. So I think mathematically it's designed to kind of trap you in there. And I would just love to see them make it a little bit faster and easier. And like I said, with the AFKers, it just makes it just a horrible uh, just player experience, in my opinion. So that's my fix, is like keep spending the things in this game, and then yeah, to your point, like if you cut the rewards in half, I think it would make it easier for people to go for, and I would consider doing it again. But right now I'm not doing 15 tokens and wasting an hour to do that just to get my one relic roll. At this point, you're good.
Okay.
Bye, Felicia.
King, what are your thoughts on that?
On reducing the amount of points
Oh,
people need in order to reach the end of the
Basically,
season,
what I
or-
presented, saying that reducing the points to make it a little more reasonable for everybody that, you know, is going to go for this. Making sure that, you know, your first 20, 25 fights count towards, you know, live arena season. And then if you want to do more after
Gotcha.
that, you can. And then bringing, you know, bringing the matchmaking point system back to an equal number of loss and wins, no matter who you face. Whether I face Crypto and Crypto won, he would get 9 points. If Crypto lost, he would lose 9 points.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that previous system made things a little bit easier, and even and by easier, I mean it was easier for us. We were still losing, but we're still losing now, and now we're, you know, the fights that are easy for us, we're not getting the 9 points. So like, I do wish that it would go back to that, but I mean, I'll just be honest, man. I don't really have enough of an informed opinion about Live Arena to really make informed, you know, like change proposals to it and stuff. I just think that, you know, anything that gives more of the player base as a whole a chance at receiving rewards is a good idea. And I think that if Plarium can implement something where the least amount of people possible feel like they're getting screwed over or screwed out of things, then it's for the benefit of the raid community as a whole.
Okay. So I just want to answer a quick question here. Z-Dub says if they cut the rewards in half, I ain't doing that at all. What he meant is if they cut the reward point requirements from 1320 to, let's say, 800 or 900 or something like that. All right, Gessel, what about you?
You know, I was kind of surprised that they raised the number. You know, went to 9 and 3. Like that was the biggest surprise to me when they did the changes. I felt like the way they had it originally was fine. The what you're bringing up to works too. You know, they just got to find something that is great, consistent, you know, like King said, that just works out best for the entire player base, not just the Krakens, not just the casuals, like something that works great for everyone and roll with it. Yeah, hopefully they can find it.
Okay. Ken, what about yourself?
I mean, you got a good advice, to be honest. Like, I agree for almost all of them. So that's a good way to start, I think, to making the matchmaking system more balanced. I'm okay with that.
Okay. So I feel like that's a pretty safe way to do it because it minimizes the amount of time you're spending spending doing live arena. Everybody's getting the rewards. The matchmaking system is less likely to be manipulated based on win trading because eventually you're not going to be able to stay with the same points. So I think for, you know, my suggestion, this is what I would say to do. I know that there's a lot of other people out there that have had some better ideas. I'm hoping that, you know, Plarium does listen to what's going on and implement something worthy. But yeah, who knows? We'll find out in 2 days. That's when the new live arena season opens up. So, all right. We will discuss about it again. Once, I guess, by the time we come back, we'll have the new live arena season opened up. So we'll find out exactly what they did and how they did, and we'll go from there. All right. The next thing we're going to be moving on to today is the new fusion, and man, oh man, I am excited. I know a lot of us were a little bit excited when the last fusion that came out for the Shadowkin, because they've had a
Yukimasa.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
we were like, oh yeah, this guy's gonna be a good reviver for the faction. He looks so cool. Go ahead, Ken.
no.
No. Ken says
I
no.
wasn't excited about him. I skip him actually.
But
I'm glad I
yeah,
did though. So
he's like, I'm glad I did. But now here's what's gonna happen with this one. I told you guys that the next fusion, because Plarium gave us that extra fusion reward, is going to be really good, and I think I was right here in predicting what's going to happen. So we're going to go through the skill kit. I want to hear from you guys what your thoughts are going to be, and chat. I'm sure most of you have already seen his skill kit, but my question to you is going to be, are you guys going to do this fusion, or are you going to skip him for Titus or Wixwell and see what happens? Because I think the fusions going
You
forward
can't.
are
It's a
going
fragment.
to be... Ooh, you're right. Damn you. You're right. It is a fragment fusion, so you won't be able to skip. Well, you can change him. Can you not?
No, you can't.
No?
no.
Okay. All right. So maybe the next fusion after this will be the same type of situation, but we'll see. Damn, I was so excited to hear what people were gonna say. All right, so let's start off with the A1. Attacks all enemies, has a 50% chance. Books up to 75, replacing a decreased crit rate for 1 turn. Does require accuracy for this. The A2 attacks one enemy before attacking, has a 75% chance of transferring all debuffs from all allies to the target. So you basically get a full team cleanse. Heals the team by 25% of this champion's max HP and places a strengthen buff on all allies for 2 turns. On a 3-turn cooldown, books up to 100%. So you get a full team cleanse and a nice massive meaty healed. Imagine you can build this guy because he's HP based with a minimum of 100k HP. So that's a 25k HP heal every 3 turns. Massive, massive, massive. The A3 attacks all enemies before attacking, revives all dead allies with 50% HP and 50% turn meter, placing a stun debuff for 1 turn and a block buffs for 2 turns. And if it's a boss, it'll still place the block buffs and a decreased speed for 2 turns. Instead, books down to a 4-turn cooldown, AoE revive. Really, really solid. Brings it on to par with a lot of the champions currently in the game. Not like Duchess, right, who needs a buff. And then last
Don't
but not
say
least...
that. Stop saying that.
Okay, fine. I'll leave it. Nias needs a buff. And then the last part, his skill kit on his passive. All allies receive 1% less damage for each turn taken by enemies and allies while they remain alive. Stacks up to 15%. So we get a 15% damage mitigation for every turn that our opponent takes. And every turn that we take, we can build it all the way up. It will reset when the champion dies or every round, right? Only one will work for it if there's multiple champions on the team. So it's absolutely nuts being able to have that kind of a passive. Imagine this guy with Nias. I think I may say that Nias does not need a buff if these two guys can play together. All allies revived by this champion are immune to stun, freeze, sleep, provoke, fear, true fear, petrification. Plarium, why couldn't you just add polymorph? Until the start of their turn, resets when the ally has taken their turn or killed in between rounds or killed in general. If there are multiple champions, only one works per time. You can't cap this or add 2 champions to it. Allies forced in battle, 25% is the aura, all battles. Now, I guess my question to you is going to be, are you going to go for this fusion or not? And is there something that you'd want to see changed to his skill kit to make sure that you definitely don't want to miss out to him? Let me start off with Ken first.
Like I mentioned, I skipped the Yukumasa. I actually need a revive. I mean, every one of us actually need a reviver on the Shadowkin. Especially if you don't have a Rio, guys. With the Rio, Shadowkin stage 21 hard faction, of course I'm talking, is the farmable. You know, but without Rio, bro, I don't like Epic Champion, man. Come on, like, which one of you is paying money to get the Epic Champion? What kind of logic is this game? Like, come on. What kind of VS are you guys playing with Epic? Jesus, even I'm like, without spending money not playing Epic. Anyway, yes, I'm going for this champion. I personally find it super strong, very solid reviver actually. Like outside of the faction too, like especially early mid game. Man, like if you have this champion on the early mid game, you have a CC ability as well, cleanse ability, heal ability, strength buff, AoE revive. His A1 skill is attack enemy. Like you can even give him like stun set, for example. Can be help you on the like multiple plays on the progress on the game. Not only hard faction more. Obviously, on the end game perspective, I am not sure we are going to see this champion in the arena. Passive skill looking good. It's going to protect you by getting debuff, which is against the Fabian can be strong. You know, because when you revive, your revive ally going to get a true fear debuff from the Fabian.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like they can still kill this ally. I prefer like have a reviver with the unkillable buff, like or the like block damage buff to keep them alive most likely. Because end of the day, this champion are reviving, not 100% turn meter, so enemy's going to get a turn. But for the faction war wise, he have everything, man. Like his A1 skill actually can be useful against the boss as well. His A2 skill transfer, which is the boss casting pain link debuff, and the transfer the debuff back to you, so you can do the same thing to the boss. His A3 skill block buff, decrease speed block buff, very important because this boss at the same time casting reflect damage buff, guys. Okay, so you need to prevent that. Against Hydra, I know it's a little bit outdated for the end game perspective, but end of the day, he can give you decrease speed and the block buff debuff on the Hydra wise as well, which is attack enemy again. So end of the day, he's very strong reviver. I'm going for it. Unfortunately, it's not a classic or the hybrid fusion, guys, so we cannot get the fusion token from it. It's a fragment fusion. That's my thought. Thank you.
Okay. Hey, I just want to give a lot of love here to Mr. I Am Roblox, guys. Make sure you're following him over on YouTube and Twitch. He says, screw this. I'm not going for this fusion. I'm protesting because they won't buff Naya. So much love to you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Help the cause. Support the cause. Gestel, what about you?
You know, I like this guy, man. You know, maybe not for live arena. Yeah, I always like to try to find a way to get someone in there. Probably not. But A1 AoE is always strong. He's force affinity HP. Both are very strong. Decreased crit rate. That's interesting on an A1. I think the A2 is the most interesting, right? You're basically taking off all the bad stuff and throwing it on the other team. But you're also getting a huge heal, and strengthen is a huge buff to have. Pretty sweet passive. The aura is annoying. I would have rather gone with 19% for everybody than force affinity. Like that's annoying on the aura. But other than that, I like this guy. I'm gonna go for him. The other thing is, aren't monks supposed to be skinny? And this dude's definitely not skinny. But I don't know.
Not the drunken monks.
This
Is it a Buddha?
I guess. Okay. You sold me.
This guy is definitely well fed.
Word's hurt, Gestel. Word's hurt.
Yeah, this guy is definitely well fed. You can see here.
I just picture monks hanging out, like, you know, on the top of the mountain. They're all skinny in their robes, like this is not what
doing
I
fingertip headstands and
pictured.
handstands. And
one finger headstand.
be like water, dude. Like
Zero. What are your thoughts on this guy?
Yeah, I love this dude. Again, everybody's kind of already kind of said all the stuff about this dude. Like, bottom line is Shadowcan needed a real reviver. In fact, when they gave us Yukimasa, and I was like, well, he's got a revive in his kit, and I think every one of us said, well, it's not a real revive. And then, of course, we get the champion and we get him. He's more of like a control nuker than he is an actual reviver. I've worked him into my team, but again, I can't get past stage 15 of my current Shadowcans for this reason. And Kinagashi just is a paper bag. Like the stat requirement in Faction Wars Hard should not rely on an epic champion that's just you're kind of gimped from the start, right? All that being said, I love that he's a real reviver. I do like one of the things I do like that they do. Y'all are 100% right on the aura. That sucks, but I like when they give if you're using this against a boss, it gives you a different item on that A3 there. I think so. That's really cool. So kudos to more stuff like that. Um, and just you got to be mindful of him using his actual A3 as well, and the fact that he's HP based, like I think that's gonna be huge too, because wherever you decide to use him, but like things like bolster, that's just going to make that, shield that much bigger and that heal so much bigger, right? Or if it's not bolster, it's, some sort of other gear set too, right? It's just going to help you out. So I think that's really cool. So overall, I think this dude's fantastic. If people are going to skip him, which I've heard a lot of that, and I think is weird. Like if you're not getting a token, people aren't going for it. Or if you can't switch this dude out, you can't go. You're not going to go for him. I'm like, what are you doing in your faction wars hard that you can get through it? Because I got Ninja, Lady Mikagi, and the crew, and I can't get past stage 15.
Bro,
Dude,
I
if they're
told
not
you.
willing to
don't
do a
have support.
fusion, if they're not willing to do a fusion, they're probably not willing to do faction wars hard.
I told you, Kinagashi, bro. Kinagashi.
Yeah, she got me to stage 15 for the first time this week. Congrats. I got past the boss.
Oh, that's what a. I'll show you my team here real quick, just so you know what to use.
Please.
Just, it's not that bad. You got
Rio,
Toshiro,
cheater.
Riho.
Already
Yeah,
Just
you got
disqualified.
Toshiro Riho.
Rio
Exactly.
You can do
disqualified.
it without Riho. The only reason Riho is in there is because wave 2, you got that stupid faction unity
She's
champion that you
super
gotta.
important for the boss.
I mean, honestly, I got Kinagashi in a regen and immortal set, and I have Leech, so you're good. You're good to heal. You just need somebody
play
to
friendly.
strip that. Yeah. Hey, I got a really good free. Well, anyways, Ken. Sorry, not Ken. King. What about you? Are you going to be going for this fusion?
Excuse me, I am not a Pokemon collector, as you guys may well know, so I do not do every fusion. I will be going for Masahiro the Bell Monk, though, because I think that he is a super quality champion in more areas than just Faction Wars Hard. I think that certain Cursed City floors will really benefit from being able to bring him to the fight. He looks like he's going to be solid for Grim Forest content. I do agree with Gessel and the other guys about the aura, but trying to put a positive spin on there, I think that opens up some pretty cool possibilities for possible force conditional siege teams, bringing some increased speed there. I like the AoE revive, and I'm kind of one of those people. So it feels like there's kind of two camps, and it's come up for me in my chat and some other chats here on Twitch, where with revivers, there's some people, they want their revivers to only have a revive that is usable when people are dead. And then there are people that like the revive to have a possibility of being used if the whole team's alive. It brings other things to the team. I'm of the second camp, so I love the fact that his A3 is usable even if nobody's dead, and you can get that stun on there or block buffs or have a chance to decrease speed stuff. I like being able to fully use a kit, because when I build a team, my goal is to build a team that doesn't die. I mean, the reviver is there basically as an oops, not as a guaranteed bank on it. So
Yep.
being able to use a kit fully throughout an entire fight instead of gimping myself an ability on a champion, I love it. And I slept on Strengthen for a while. Not a long while, but I definitely was, when I came back to the game last year, I was in that mindset of, oh man, increased defense. Got to have increased defense. And increased defense is still a really good buff. But I love that they gave this guy Strengthen. Strengthen is an incredible buff for survivability. And I guess I'll finish it off with saying, why is Plarium obsessed with giving Shadowkins decreased crit rate? I feel like this is the third fusion Shadowkin that I've seen with decreased crit rate in the kit. So we get it. You don't want people to be able to hurt your precious Shadowkin.
Okay. PJ, any final thoughts on this guy?
Yeah, I got a lot of thoughts. I like him a lot. Not a big fan of the decreased crit rate. I just feel like it's kind of like a useless debuff. But it's that is what it is. But the A2, I love the A2. Chimera, I think he has a lot of use in Chimera, especially against Viper. So Viper is going to put all the poisons and poison sensitivity on you that first turn, and then he can just go and just put it all on the Viper, and maybe even do that first trial where you need to do damage based off of poisons and poison sensitivity, which is be really good. Also brings the decreased speed, the block buffs for Chimera. You could maybe put him in 9-piece Feral because he has 3 debuffs. So he has a lot of different ways you could build him. I like the passive, making him tankier. When I saw the passive, kind of like what Ken said, I thought you could maybe use him against Fabian. Not sure if he's gonna be quite enough meta for like late game, end game, but maybe for maybe like earlier game or mid game, you could use him in arena. Yeah, I'm personally not a big fan of the aura. I don't really want someone that's just useful in like a siege aura personally. Like I thought they were moving away from that like Doom Tower speed or like the very specific like auras, siege only. It's not, this isn't like siege only, but like in theory it's kind of like siege only. So yeah, not a big fan of the force only. Wish it would, like Gessel said, wish it was just 19% in all battles. Just don't reinvent the wheel, Polarium. Just come on. Like
I
just
will say I have
sometimes.
found the only force one for a particular reason, like Doom Priest. She's force, and I always need to try to get her ahead of everybody else. So this allows me to build her a little more tankier and take this into account that she can get extra 20 speed than everybody else. So sometimes it does come into play. Not all the times, but sometimes. Sorry,
Bro.
go ahead. And hey, I'm saying I have found case uses for it, and it has helped. Not
And
saying
I'm saying
that
I
it
don't
should.
care what you're saying. Like for a legendary aura, for a one case thing, for a epic, I don't care. Like
I get
give
you.
me just
I get you.
overall
I
utility.
agree. I'm just saying that there are some times where it's definitely worth it. That said, I feel overall this guy is a great fusion. I'm definitely gonna go for it. And I do want to say I forgot who it was over on Twitch that made the comment saying, get ready for the next fusion after this. It's going to be a collab and you're not going to want to miss it. So if you're going for this guy, you may be short on resources then, which I do believe the next collab is going to be, what are we celebrating? Some sort of birthday for Raid, right? Coming
Mortal
up.
Kombat.
I can't say whether that's true or not true. All I can say right now is we've got something coming, right? All right, let's move on to hey, I don't need to get copyright strike, okay? Let's move on to Septimus, who got a massive buff. You know, not to the point where some people wanted him, but we do get some changes on him, and I think it's going to bring him up to be a lot more useful in PvE content. Not PvP, but definitely for PvE faction wars, he's definitely going to be a hell of a lot more. Plus, he's going to be a bigger pain in the ass for us when we face him in some of this content. So with the A1, what they're adding is will ignore 30% of the target's defense, right? Grants an extra turn when resets the cooldown of this champion's holy sword, which is the A2. The A2 now becomes an AoE. And then damage will increase to enemies max HP. So it's an AoE HP hitter. And if I'm not mistaken, I just want to make sure, because I feel like between his A1 and his A2, we're gonna, do I not have Septimus? Wait, no.
You have a faction. You are in the faction.
Got him, dude.
Right.
Keep cracking.
Shut up. Where is he? On his A. Where? Oh, there he is. There we go. So it is on a 4-turn cooldown. They're bringing it down to a 3-turn, they said, right? So I think that between the A1 and the A2 coming down to a 3-turn cooldown, I don't think they're going to make us add an extra book right now. I think they're just going to take some of the damage away and give us the book. So if you already have them booked, you're already golden. That said, I think it's a very, very solid A2. Some people are saying, well, why wasn't it attacks all enemies twice like Acrizia? Because Acrizia is void, and then that would make her a lot more useless. Then the passive, right, has a 30% chance of increasing the duration of all debuffs on the target by 1 turn whenever this champion attacks. This effect cannot be resisted, so we do not need accuracy for this, which is great. And then the damage inflicted Buy this champion skills increase by 30% if the enemy's max HP is higher than this champion's max HP. Now, I will say that this only really benefits us for the A1 going up against bosses because the A2 will be capped at 10 or 30% depending on the content you do. So it's not as big. I do feel like Plarium should have given him a little bit more of a, let this guy be the only one that ignores that 10% damage cap or 30% damage cap. That said, Gesto, what are your thoughts on Septimus? Will you use him again?
I got him like recently, crazy enough. I never had him when he was meta. I never got to use him. What was the big thing, like blowing up Spider and stuff with him back in the day. Yeah, I don't know. I can't. I'm trying to sit here and think of a place to throw him in, and I can't. But it's definitely better. Like if you have a new mid-game account and don't have an enemy max HP, like this will serve you way better, right?
For one, I think being able to ignore 30% of the target's defense, and if you can kill some of the spiderlings, if they code his AI right, he may be able to solo hard Spider 10. Or, at least make it a little more easier for you to be able to kill Spider 20 normal mode if you're just starting out. So I think that's definitely a better thing. PJ, thoughts?
It's funny, actually. If you went back a few weeks ago, you asked us who do you think we should get buffed, and I actually said Septimus. So maybe they're listening, who knows? But yeah, it's definitely a good buff. Depending on where you are, like if you're a late game, mid-game player, probably not good enough to where you're going to use him too much. Maybe in Faction Wars hard, he could be nice because of the waves. He won't be capped. He should just be hitting pretty hard on the waves.
Yep.
Maybe capped against the bosses. But yeah, Faction Wars hard, I think he'll be good. Definitely if you're a new player, early game player, and you pull him, he's going to be a lot better. Making his enemy max HP AoE is way better. I still think just generally enemy max HP champions have like an issue in the game once you're a late game end game, just because the raw damage dealers, you can make them hit so hard with all of the ignore defense, all the relics and blessings and all the other stuff, area bonus they've added to the game. So I think they could really we've talked about this in the past, but change how the cap works a little bit. But overall for Septimus, I think it looks good. Definitely way better than he was. Hopefully you can get some use now.
All right. King, what about you?
Yeah, anything that gets these champions out of the vault and possibly into some teams, I'm all for it. So it also kind of lessens the sting for people that have pulled these champs, like Gestel, for instance, and it's like, great, like where am I going to use this guy? So overall, I think it's a pretty solid buff. I personally have Septimus on a couple accounts, so I'm looking to pull him out, dust him off, and see what he can do and make fun of his helmet once again. So I am just looking forward to it.
Okay. Zero?
Yeah, I actually just pulled him recently too, and I pulled him. I was like, "Oh, this guy's terrible." So I've never got to use him or anything like that. A buff's a buff, right? So the other thing that we all got to remember is anytime there's a buff like this, is where is it in the game? What wave is this dude in? He may not be kind of out there because he was always kind of like a trash champion, but I will say, and again, I don't know off the top of my head, maybe you guys can tell me where he is in waves, but 99% of all the buffed champions have been in Faction Wars hard, right?
Oh, of course.
Solus.
Yeah, I think he is.
Raglan. There's so many that have gotten a buff recently. Opidine. What's her name? Glycosate.
Yes,
That's
yes.
not her
Lots of
name.
champions.
Wasaya.
Lots of champions have been added into there. But yeah, it's, all that stuff, I feel like we're going to see a shift towards hard mode being a little easier for people to complete now because of these changes. No leaks, but yeah. Ken, anything you want to add about Septimus?
Glyphosate.
I'm a little bit disappointed. I think I have like 4, maybe 5 copy of him. Back in the day, he was amazing. When what happened?
Okay. Fair enough.
What
fair
happened?
enough.
Why? No. Oh, I'm not done yet.
Laughing, you have so many copies of them.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for myself too.
Well, I
I
guess we
was
know why
I
this
was
guy got
waiting that
buffed.
moment come. Yeah, I was waiting that moment come, but I'm not happy about the changes. I mean, if I pull that like early mid game in a max HP Battle enemy with return cooldown, it's actually very solid. But end of the day, bro, we have like Marius, man, we have like Valmaster, multi attack enemy champion, you know. We have like Cecilia, if you guys have Akrisi as well, which is a max HP champion, already got lots of struggle in the PV content because of the NM max HP limit. That's hurt the Septimus a lot back in the day. He was one-shotting the bosses in the stage 20 normal because there is no NM max HP. He was hitting quite hard. But stage 25, hard stages on the dungeons, like any new boss they release it, all of them have a NM max HP limit. Good thing is cooldown reduced to 3 turn. It's attack enemy now. I was actually every time I see my dupes, you know, like I was saying like, bro, I have like 4 Septimus. One Husk still better than them, you know, champion like
True.
Husk, champion like Royal Guard,
So
because
true.
they also
Savage.
have 4 turn cooldown.
Savage.
They also
And-
have enemy max HP, but they're attacking all enemy. This guy is attacking all enemy, like attacking one enemy. 4 turn
Dude.
cooldown. Like, I wish the buff little bit more, you know, after all these years. He's one of the OG champion actually. But what can we do, man? We still wait and Ryzen buff, like, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I guess if they buff Septimus, they gotta buff Husk because we all know in chat or Grazilla, Bob, aka loves Husk. But yeah, I hear you that
He doesn't love
you-
anything, dude.
You got an epic
He
champion.
loves to hate.
You got an epic champion that is essentially better than him. But that can't be said about our next champion, which is Yoshi the Drunkard. And
My
I
bearded
feel-
brother from another mother, dude. Let's go.
Very
No,
far away,
King-
mother.
listen, King Fronley, relax. Okay? Relax.
Oh,
I need that top knot. Let's get it.
All right, so this guy got a pretty significant buff, and we're gonna start off with the speed. He goes from 103 to 108, which is massive. Instead of a 4% turn meter boost,
Wow.
we now get a 5% turn meter boost for every buff that the enemy receives. On the A3, he now places increased attack, increased accuracy, and then fills the turn meter of all allies for 2 turns. Also has a 75% chance that books up to 100 of placing a True Fear debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. And that goes down to a 5-turn cooldown, or starts at a 5-turn cooldown, books down to a 4-turn cooldown, I believe it is. The A2
Turn, I believe.
is it 3-turn? Okay, it's 3-turn.
Yeah.
You're right. It is a 3-turn. Sorry. The A2 attacks all enemies now. It went from attacks 2 times at random to attacks all enemies. Has a 75% chance of placing the decreased accuracy and HP burn for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. And then on the A1 has a 40% chance of placing a stun for 1 turn, places a 50% decreased resistance and a 2-turn places a 50% decreased resistance debuff for 2 turns. Instead, if the target stun debuff was now placed. So even if you don't build them with enough accuracy, it's kind of nice to, or if you don't get that, you get the decreased resistance, which is definitely great for bosses in Chimera as well. I think decreased resistance is very, very underrated. That said, let's start off with Kessel first. What are we thinking?
what?
Yeah, I would say definitely the better of the two. Going from 103 to 108 on the speed is, especially for a speed champ, is pretty big. I mean, it's obviously not void mythical territory, which it shouldn't be, but 108 is pretty strong. The AoE I like better. The A1 I like better. Yeah, all around, a great buff. He was was he fusion or fragment champ?
He was a fusion.
Fusion, yeah. So a lot of people have him. I guess he's in the deck too. You can grab him if you
And he only
missed
costs
him.
1 fusion token.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So it's good they did that before the buff. I guess he might have been more expensive.
Right.
So yeah, maybe look at that as a possibility. If you have trouble getting boosters, he might be a good one to grab. I always kind of liked him, but he was missing a little something. Maybe this will help.
Okay. Ken, what about you?
To be honest, like he's getting like insane buff. Like I remember like back in the day, I believe he released it before the Stone Skin. I'm pretty sure about that.
Yep.
This guy was popular in the arena as well because of the passive skill. Basically cutting passive skill. And it's not
Yep.
like Mavara is not Queen of Heart, it doesn't require the 8 buff, 10 buff. This is like for the per buff the enemy team have. So he was cutting them. He was cutting them and they placed a True Fear debuff, which wasn't 100% chance. But that was the only thing he was doing. He was missing something. Now he's gonna cast a True Fear debuff. Increase attack, increase accuracy, it's still the same, but he's getting actually filter meter ability. Obviously on the current meta, you cannot cast a True Fear debuff. They are either in under Stone Skin or the Mercurial. But still very cool passive skill. They also increase the percent. Increase attack, increase accuracy, and the filter meter. There is only one champion can do that currently. Harvest.
Yes, Arbais.
Yeah. So special against the high resist team, this is a great, increase accuracy buff. At the same time, filter meter. Again, filter meter effect is the new guys. That's a good one. And he also cast in decrease resistance, I believe. Can you show the champion instead of wave, please? I was looking.
Sorry.
Yeah, the A1 he does.
Yeah, decrease
thank you.
resistance on the one.
Yeah, decrease accuracy and the HP burn debuff as well. So, and True Fear debuff. Where we going?
Chimera.
Chimera.
Reform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he
definitely.
also a huge potential on the Chimera. Again, guys, increase attack, increase accuracy buff. With the same time, filter meter. He have like lots of potential on the Chimera as well. I'm not too expert on the Chimera. Maybe PJ can mention like more stuff. Arena wise, increase attack, increase accuracy, filter meter is the like beside the RBs, that's the only champion can do that right now. So I believe like this is very good buff. I actually like forget the champion exists before the seeing this rebalance, not going to lie. And like you guys mentioned earlier, it's only cost of 1 fusion token. If you guys don't have him, if you guys like the changes, you guys can grab it.
Yeah. And he's also a very, very good counter against Bayek because of the increased accuracy that he brings in.
By the way, do we know his aura? Can you check this for me?
His aura stays the same, I
19%,
believe. 19%
all
in all
speed.
battles.
No. Albeta speed aura, nice. Okay.
Yeah. It stayed the same. It's 19%. So, PJ, anything you want to add about this guy?
Yeah, I like him a lot, especially for Chimera. Like Ken said, it's tough bringing or being able to bring that decreased res. Not many champions have decreased res that are like viable and bring other stuff to Chimera. So anytime you can bring that with all like the other stuff that he brings, I think he's going to be insane for Chimera. I'll probably be checking him out there. If you like trials, obviously if you're going for
Right.
straight damage and stuff, probably not gonna be your best bet. But if you care about getting specific trials and stuff for Chimera, I think he's gonna be quite strong. Definitely looking forward to checking him out. Very impressed with his buff. Wasn't expecting Yoshi buff, but I'm happy they did. He's a cool looking champ, so I'm glad he's getting some light nowadays.
Okay. You know what? I've held you long enough. Go ahead, King.
I don't think I want to.
Okay. Skip. What you got?
No, I think it's a super strong buff. I actually use Yoshi in my Shadowkin team currently. Although with the fusion we just got done talking about it, I do think that he'll be getting swapped out. But short and sweet, dude. I'm just gonna agree with everything everybody else said. Anytime you're talking about base stat improvement on a champion, that's huge. I love the turn meter fill. Going from random hits to solid AoE. And then you're talking about an A1 where if you don't want to build him with accuracy, you can still get something out of him. It's a super strong buff for a champion overall. And it's nice to see that they are starting to, they're understanding that power creep is a thing. I feel like when I see a buff like this on a champion, they're not just saying, oh, well, we just gave him one more cooldown turn, or one more turn on cooldown, and there you go. So they're doing some quality buffs on some of these champs that just need love or never really received it to begin with.
Okay. Zero, anything you want to fill in about our boy Yoshi here?
No, I'm just glad to see them keep things going. So yeah, that's about it.
I just want to say something real quick. It's not about improving the team, Bob. It's about what he brings to the Chimera trials in general, like just that association of
No.
debuffs and buffs and turn meter, like
I think
Bob
the
needs
decrease-
every champion to be Siege Hulk or Key Hulk or whoever the hell. Like
Klazag.
he needs Klazag. Bob doesn't care about a champion unless it's Star Sage Galathier, and it's got to be the best every time, no matter what, all the time.
Yeah.
Number one.
Well, we've had discussions, myself and Bob, about a lot of things. All right. No, I will say that he definitely, the decreased resistance is very, very underrated for Chimera. Like, it helps out so much, especially early game, because you want to make sure that you're able to fill the right stats that you need to keep yourself alive. All right, we got a couple of quality of life updates that are going to come in, and we're going to kind of put all these in together because we're running a little bit slow on time, or a little bit short on time here. But the number one thing that we've got coming in is we have the automatic gear equip. Now, it does have a little bit of a caveat here, and Plarium did tell us that, say, keep in mind that the algorithm does not take into effect artifacts and specific nuances into consideration. We do not recommend it for more advanced players. So this is not going to replace the Hell Hades optimizer, but it is a step in the right way. I do like that this is happening. Early game players, you'll be able to build a champion. Late game players, guess what? You probably can hold off having a gear cleanse for another couple of months by just hoarding it onto some of the other champions, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the best part about it. You just, I
Yes,
didn't know that was
sir.
a thing.
You're telling me I
Um,
can pack mule for free?
The next thing here is they're adding in some quality of life tickets to get us some extra little bit of rewards, which is going to be the silver ticket and the gold ticket. The rewards, this is just a screenshot. We don't have a lot of what's going to happen, so you'll be able to, once every 72 hours, get a reward at random. Obviously, the rewards are better with the gold version than the silver. But from what I understand, it resets once every month. And then what they're basically
That's
trying to do
trash.
with this is, add more spending so players will be able to buy more on their platform. I still feel like I will be
that's
purchasing
trash.
anything on Plarium. Won't be purchasing much on Plarium Play. If I do make any purchases, it will be via Aptoid. So that said, it's still not my number one thing. We are getting some gear filters, right? So now we'll be able to sort through what level the gear is, what the ascension on the gear is. So if you want to see only your level 8s, you'll be able to see those, level 10s. So that's actually really, really nice, being able to see all of that. And then last but not least, the one thing that I am massively excited for, I think it's the number one thing I'm looking for in this, is being able to transform my superior oils into dust. I am a little concerned about what the conversion rate's going to be. Some people pre-stream were throwing numbers out of like 100 to 1. Plarium, I'll fucking kill you. I'm just telling you, I'll quit. You haven't seen, listen, you haven't had a Ragin Blazin video in a while. Let's not start
I miss
that.
those. I miss those.
Let's not start that. Okay. I think, more logically, what we're looking to happen is going to be a 10 to 1, which some of the player base may be happy. But I think because of how rare this resource is, and how much it costs to get, I think either 3 to 1 or at max 5 to 1 ratio. That said, I want to hear from you guys in chat. Which one are you the most excited for? Which one you want to use, or which, I guess, quality of life feature will be used first on your account? And let me hear from you guys real quick. PJ, what are your thoughts on these? Which one's the most, exciting for you?
I like the gear filter they're adding. I think that's gonna be really, really good. I like that they're adding the like comp team builder or the gear builder for early game players. Like, just give them an idea of where to go, so they're not putting flat HP gloves and boots on people or attack percent gloves on nukers. Hopefully the like the thing will give them like crit rate gloves and stuff like that. So hopefully it'll be decent. I'm not expecting anything crazy, but I'll be on the right step. The dust to oils, or oils to dust is good. Hopefully it's not crazy conversion rate, but yeah, I'm happy with everything.
Awesome. Hey, massive shout out to our boy Farbsoft here who gave us the raid of 80. Huge, bro. Thank you. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you guys. If you're not following Farbsoft, make sure you go give him a follow. And I'm pretty sure that if you don't know Farbsoft, you're probably living underneath a rock. So download the RSL helper and find out exactly what you've been missing, because this guy has made the game so much more bearable for us. That's it. That's enough said. That's all. But massive love out to Farbsoft. Thank you very much, brother, for the raid. Let's go to King. What do you got to say about these updates that are coming, the quality life updates? Which one do you think is worth it?
I think they're all amazing. My favorite one, actually, I'm not sure if you touched on it, and if you did, I missed it. It was the adding of new gear filters to help endgame players manage the artifacts. So I think unless I read that incorrectly, we're going to be able to sort through and be able to look at all of our gear that does not have speed on it finally, and be able to faster cleanse. So I'm looking forward to that immensely. That's probably my number one go-to. And then Doom Tower auto climb. I tagged Zero Brew in the Discord as soon as I saw it as fast as I could. I was like, I know Zero Brew's going to be happy.
You know, that was so small, but it's still so big for some of the players, like, to save time. So yeah, I did forget that there is going to be a Doom Tower auto climb in the background,
and it is going to be background multi battles for convenience as well. So that is awesome. Doom Tower has officially left the have to sit and stare at it, and it's left the building. So let's fucking go, baby.
You know, Plarium wants you to pull more shards, and they said that we're adding the background battle so you can pull more of your shards, guys. That's it.
Well, if Plarium wants me to pull more shards, then they can give me back those cheap primals that they took away from me back last year.
Not even that, but I saw a pack yesterday that had 65 ancients for what was it, $100. I was like, are we serious?
You got me fucked up, dude. If you think I'm even looking at ancients,
like,
dude.
Wait, what? It just, I mean, they're $1 a pop in the store. You just go in and buy this, and they were selling. Anyways, I don't want to get too far off topic, but Gestel, what are your thoughts, man?
Well, every time they've done this gear update, I've been like, why can't we search for stuff that's not rolled? Like, so that is 100% my favorite thing for this. I've been
100%.
Like, yeah, just it'll make artifact enhancements so much quicker, so much easier. You'll be able to, pinpoint the exact pieces you're looking to roll. I hoard way, really too, I'm horrible.
Right here,
and
2,000 pieces.
Yeah, bro, it's me all day, and my storage is always borderline 400. It's horrible.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't sold a piece of mercurial gear yet.
Yeah, I feel that's true.
You can't do it. So it's so this is gonna help tremendously. I like that one the best.
Awesome. Zero, what you got to say about it?
Yeah, here's the thing. All these are great. That's fine, but the elephant in the room has not been addressed. So I'm going to pray that this auto-equip thing, they can build off that technology. They always say, hey, we're going to build the technology and then we can expand upon it in the future. Someone clip the shit out of this and send it to them. Ready? Here you go. Plarium, please give us an auto-equipped for the preset gear on our champions. That way we can mule our gear around. And also, if you're going to do that, give us a little icon on the champion when we go into the fight that says, hey, you're missing gear. Please hear me. That's the worst part about this game, other than Live Arena,
will never
is not being able to put gear on your champions. Clip that, send it to them, ship it, make it happen.
They will never do that.
They need to do it, or they're going to start losing player base, because that's dumb.
They won't ever do it, because you know why? Because you're the dumbass that didn't have the gear equipped and went in and wasted that 40 energy.
Who cares about that? It's a player experience.
I got 300 champions, dude, and I have to shuffle gear. They expect me to sit here and look at every one.
I get you.
It's dumb.
But I'm just saying the warning that says, hey, you have no gear, or like the, you know, where it says no aura, they'll never do that because of that. Because they want you to waste that energy. One of the main reasons why they've never increased the energy cap. So it's just
They
this.
have though. They've given us energy. That's not the point. The point is switching gear today is the dumbest thing ever. You have to click a champion. You have to click a piece of gear. You got to hit preset. You got to select the right one. You got to
their
do
whole-
this, and
the
then
whole
you got
game
it's just so
navigation's
terrible.
super
Why can't you
outdated.
just give us one button like auto equip that just goes and grabs the preset or something? Figure it out, Plarium.
It's a highlighted comment for you, Blazin.
Yeah, I see that. Ken, what about you? What are your thoughts on the new content?
Obviously, like Dust is the
Ooh, good
only
point,
thing.
Baba.
Dust is the only thing we are interested on the end game players. Hopefully, ratio is not going to be bad. Like 10, like so far, like Greater oil to the, like, you know, like when we exchange them on the oil mixer, it's a 1 to 10 ratio. Hopefully, they can keep it the same ratio with the Dust exchange, you know. I'm actually excited about the auto equip. I agree with the Zero. They need to figure out like some mechanic. I don't know. We need to be like press. Yeah, we have a preset on the champion, but we need like unique way to regear multiple champion. Like
Okay.
whenever I click my faction war team, we need to auto equip like all of them, like stuff like that. They are preset, you know, because end of the day, the game is actually end game content. At least I can talk about my experience. It's forcing me to use my arena champion gear on the PvE content, and I have to click multiple champion each single day between my faction wars, Curse City, and before I go arena, I need to rebuild this champion again. I need to click on their preset, stuff like that. But on the auto equip, I am actually excited about this feature. Yes, it's not going to be solved the problem I just mentioned, but for example, if you go to the cursed blazon for me for a second, like cursed guys, like obviously like on the soul cross stages, they are very hard and we need to rebuild our champion, right? But for example, like I don't know, D18, like or the like other side, S2, S3, you know, I can able to do them if my champion is a gear. But my champion doesn't have a gear. I just need to put them gear. It doesn't need to be like that great gear. You know, this champion need to be some has a gear. I think I can use this auto equip feature on this content. You know, you can also call the same thing for the Green Forest. You know, like for example, Green Forest, it forcing us to put 40 champion on it. Bro, I don't have 40 champion have a gear on them. So I can use this feature, I believe, auto equip feature. Hopefully it's not going to be terrible job to equip the champion gear. I think it can still help me on this content. I'm a little bit hyping about that feature as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely, that is one of the things I'm looking forward to, but I feel like, or at least I hope that it will have 100% crit rate. And I think they need to kind of home in on to like say, okay, well, let me at least build them with 100% crit rate, 100%, 200 speed and whatnot. Because I can imagine it'll build you a champion with like 7k attack and like 0 speed at all. So he doesn't even take a turn. So that said,
you know what it's gonna do? You know how when you go into a champion and you look for suggested gear when you're first starting out? And it's like, hey, put on life and defense gear. It's gonna go grab that crap. Watch.
Yeah, no, I actually thought about that and I said that in the video. I was like, watch it, like pull this kind of information and say, yeah, nope, we can't build the champion because of that. That would be horrible. That would be horrible. That feature would be absolutely useless. All right. All right. The last thing we got to talk about today is it's been, man, Plarium soon ready. It's been taking, I want to say it's been what, 5-6 years? But it's coming soon. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. And it finally has came. Gesto Gaming has finally updated the website and has done some phenomenal things with it. I know Zero's already in it, like ready to go. This is a great resource for, building your teams. And he's done a phenomenal job, both him and I believe it's H2K and who else?
Rultar and Stixio.
Have done a phenomenal job at putting this together. They're still adding things, but you'll definitely be able to use this as, a baseline on how to build your champions what kind of teams you should work at. And it's not locked behind a paywall, which is very, very nice, right? You get to go in and you get to see what each creator is doing, which is actually quite nice. I am in the middle of building mine up, so I just got to find a little more time for it. But Zero's already like, yeah, screw you guys. We got Arena, Phantom Shogun teams, Dragon. Gestel, anything you want to tell us about the website? Any hidden feature that maybe we haven't seen yet?
Tons of hidden features you haven't seen yet. I can't really talk about them, but like, go ahead. You could go ahead and click into Zero's or mine. Alpha put up a bunch of teams, but it'll then list all the YouTube videos there along the top, the most recent ones. Then also the most recently added teams that each content creator has provided. You'll also be able to search through all of the teams. Once they add them all, we have Curse City in there. We have Doom Tower. We're gonna have tons of them, so it's gonna be a lot that you're gonna have to search through. So you're gonna be able to do it very quickly. So this is a great feature. Really, I like this because it gives you a clean shot of all the champs, all their builds, and then it gives you the ability to just jump right into the video that the content creator put towards that. Go ahead and click on one of the cards if you want. Yeah, then you can see all the builds in there. You can click on the different champs, and then if there's a video tied to it, you just click right through and you'll see the YouTube video, and you can actually learn why it works, why they use the champ, and instead of just like just throwing it all and letting it run. So this is just a good way to learn. I think this is the best way to teach a player how to really learn the game instead of just just plugging something and letting it go. So this is why we really threw it together. I think it's a great resource for everybody. I hope you go over there and check it out.
Awesome.
Also has the best filter. It's a better filter than Raid. If you go to the champions, you can search everything any way you want. Most specifically, if you go up to the filter skills on the right, like you can even search if you double click on some of the, like if you double click on go ahead and clear the filter on the top right, actually.
Okay.
Next one to the top right. Yeah, that one. And then like double click on like shield, on the shield buff. That'll show all protected, all the champs that have protected buffs. Middle right. Yeah, go down one. Yeah, you missed
I
it
keep
like
scrolling
twice.
over.
The game has a lot of buff though.
Seriously. Oh, there it is.
Right there, brother. Yeah. And then click on it again. Go ahead, click on it again.
Oh,
There you
okay.
go.
So these are
So like you can
double-clicking is
refine.
protected.
Yeah, you can refine. You can also search for AoE and single target. So just filtering that you can't get in the game, you can find here.
Nice.
So really robust filter. It's works great on mobile, works great on obviously on your computer. So we've really paid close attention to the website, and that's gonna spawn off to a lot of great things, guys. So go check it out. Great website.
What I want to say, what's something massive is, for the longest time we all use the Hell Hades optimizer, but it doesn't show the relic used with the team or the gemstones, and this is actually showing it, which is massive. Because a lot of the times you're going in, you're looking at it, and you're like, well, how the hell did he do that? I have the same stats, I have the same everything, and it might just be a relic sometimes. So that's absolutely massive. 100%
show the
love it.
gemstone, by the way, not on the relic.
Yeah, it shows the gemstones, it shows the relic, it shows what level it was ascended to. So this is absolutely massive. I love this part. So guys, if you're a creator out there and you want to get added to the website, make sure to go ahead and apply. Right, I believe it's under Gestel.
Yeah, on the extractor.
And you have to under the extractor. Okay, you can apply to become a creator here and be added on. So I would definitely suggest you do it. I think it's a great resource. Myself, when I do guides on champions, when I do teams and stuff like that, I will just be using this source instead of sitting there telling you for 10 minutes the stats and all this. I'm just going to say, hey, go visit this and get everything, and you don't have to listen to my annoying voice anymore, right? I think that's absolutely massive. That said, you know, Ken, Gestel, King, Zero, all the content creators are getting access to this. So I would love to see everybody out there pushing it. It's again, I'm loving it. I'm loving the website. Anything you guys
Gestel,
wanna
is there
s-
plans? Is
Go ahead.
there plans in the upcoming future for non-creators to get access to these features?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. It's gonna be
Sweet.
it's gonna be open to everybody. Just we're still testing a lot of stuff out, so we small
Oh yeah,
group and then bigger to everybody else. But
yeah. A
yeah,
little beta before we get into it. I feel
there
it.
you
I
go.
feel it.
There you
It
go.
looks
So-
fucking beautiful, man.
Awesome. Thank you, brother.
Any of you guys on here want to ask anything or anything like that, or make a suggestion of what you'd like to see? Because honestly, right now I'm kind of just like, it's got everything I want.
Well, I mean,
So-
there's a real lack of King Copium on there, but we'll get that fixed. It's all right.
Wait a
You've
minute.
been
Is
invited,
it-
brother. You've been invited.
Is it?
Yeah, I got to
is it-
get in there.
Isn't this? Oh no, wait, that's not King Copium. That's Queen Copium.
Bleh.
That's
Where's
a
the
massive-
ball champions at?
The ball champions? I don't know. I don't think they have. Does Raid have any
Yeah,
ball
it's because
champions?
being bald isn't cool, dude.
All right, there you are. You're here. Okay, relax. We found you. We found you. That said, no, congratulations to Gestel. Massive. We did have one quick question about before we let everybody go about the Plarium promoting the new fusion Mavara, who I absolutely love. She has made my hard mode faction wars team that much faster, that much better. Insane. But Plarium has promoted her on every platform other than Twitch. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. Twitch is not something Plarium cares about because it doesn't promote longevity of content, right? They care about grabbing the new players. Twitch doesn't do like YouTube Shorts or long format videos. So they can't really target people on that. That's why they've never done anything. That's why even when bigger creators were like, hey, do Twitch drops or something like that, they haven't really done that. So the reason that they would promote it to any other content rather, or any other platform rather than Twitch, is because it just does not fit their motif. It doesn't allow them to promote it and be able to advertise on it, right? As much as they would. They'd rather have the YouTube video rather than that. So let's start off with Ken first. Ken,
I feel like if they
anything you
can
wanna
throw
say?
everybody else out, if they can throw everybody else
On
out, dude, then
Facebook?
why not, dude?
And
Like,
not Twitch.
you could fucking
Yeah.
Instagram,
Dude,
dog, and you're
dude,
not going to
there's
throw Twitch
Facebook.
out here?
There's massive
Come on, dude.
communities behind that. Massive communities. And
Yeah.
you
And
can't
Twitch
say
doesn't have a
that
massive community?
I mean, have
Nope,
you
we're not
seen
good
the-
enough, dude. There's
Hold
200 of us, but it's only 30, dude. We're not good enough, dude.
Go ahead on peak time and check to see how many viewers are on Twitch as opposed to an average YouTube video.
No.
Getting hot in here.
No. I got no. Let Zero Boy take this. Sorry.
All right, Make
First
it
of
quick
all,
because I can see Ken falling asleep.
That's fine.
here.
I understand. But here, listen, they have never tried. I get it. If they did drops, by the way, if they did drops and they didn't get the numbers they wanted to see, I could buy that argument. However, I will say, and I shit you not, because I studied Twitch. I've been on Twitch since 2010 before it was Twitch. I'm older than Twitch. All right. So here's the deal. When they do drops, they have a 10x in viewership. So let's just say there's a couple hundred or 1,000 if Hell Hades gets on Twitch. They would have 10,000 to 20,000 viewers if they were doing free drops. I know, I've seen the numbers, and they have never tried. Try it
Yeah,
once
it's
and see what
ridiculous.
happens, and then you can say there's not a community there.
It's
Okay.
absurd they haven't tried it. It's absurd. And for what, like, Twitch is like, you're getting people who are streaming all the time and are keeping up with the people, watching all the time, that are like, they are I feel like the most intense community. Like, they're the ones who are keeping up all the time. They know the news
like,
that
there we
comes
go.
out. They know everything. Like, it's I don't know, that to me, I think it's a huge loss for them. I think Twitch is a great place. And I agree with everybody. I don't know why they don't approach it. I've said things to them. I mean, I'm a nobody, but I've said things to them plenty of times, and they don't care.
Right. King, do you mind sharing your screen so we can get things back on track? Sorry, guys. Ken had to go. He's like, guys, I'm falling asleep on stream. All right. Go ahead, PJ. Anything you want to say on this?
No, I mean, yeah, I agree. It's just crazy that they haven't even tried. I mean, it's a live service desk help for people to their game. Like,
Right.
I don't know why you wouldn't even attempt. I mean, I know it's not as like YouTube. It's not like you can't just like. I mean, there are VODs. Like, there are some stuff that lasts. Obviously, not like YouTube will last forever.
Like the VODs shut
It
off after
deletes.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
As for YouTube,
But-
they're always there.
Yeah.
You
but
gotta
the other
look
thing-
at.
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say it's just they haven't spent a penny towards it, and they spend millions of dollars in marketing. And who's to say that if they didn't put a fraction of that money towards Twitch, it wouldn't grow it as another revenue stream? I don't understand their
It would
mentality.
blow our
behind it.
community. It would blow the Twitch community up. It would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Because
just don't
who's to say
understand-
who wouldn't show up for an avatar frame if all they had to do was watch for an hour, and in that
Yeah,
hour
they
they
gotta
find
watch
somebody,
people.
and then
They gotta watch people,
And
like
then they
me,
realize-
who really wants to watch me for longer than they
man,
have
you
to.
ain't streaming, bro. You doing this, dude? Come on. You
Um,
got to get back on and start doing some solo streams, dude. I was waiting for that.
Well, we'll see.
Grow
We'll
up,
see.
Blazin'.
Grow up, he says. All right. Any of you guys have anything else you want to fill in about this, or anything else we discussed today? I think we've talked quite a bit on.
No, I just
everything
think
going
if they
on.
throw some avatar frames and some stuff that wouldn't even help people in the game, but you throw
Yeah,
a sacred shard in
it
there,
doesn't
dude,
have to be anything crazy.
Energy
or
pots.
energy,
No,
it
energy
would be
pots,
insane.
bro.
I'm telling
yeah.
you, I know. I watched Tarkov, and there are 100,000. It goes from 10,000 viewers to 100,000 viewers. It's a 10x just
Yep.
for stupid little. Oh, you get a little box in the game that'll help you out. It's insane to me. It's mind blowing to me to see what people will
Vex
tune
House,
in
same thing,
and
man.
do.
Yep.
And it blows up the community. And guess what? The numbers actually stay afterwards. You know, it might go from 10,000, but then it stays at 11,000 because you grabbed a 1,000. That's only like 1% of your increase. But
And if
you
your
know, it's just
favorite
so dumb
Twitch
to me they hadn't
streamer-
tried it.
And if your favorite Twitch streamer is not willing to also be double dipping and bending over backwards to get YouTube content out,
Exactly.
they have no shot at becoming a content creator for Rig.
Yeah.
I just don't get what the harm is. Like, what's the harm of trying? Like,
That
they
just-
have so much money, and like, you put a little bit in, yeah, you might lose it, but you also could make a lot. Like, what's the harm of trying it?
Yeah, they're too busy overcharging us for premium platinum packs of bullshit. So
Well, hopefully, maybe Plarium does listen. Maybe they'll do something. We won't know for a couple of weeks if they do respond to this because we will be off. That said, Gessel, where can people come and find you?
Yeah, Guest Still Gaming on YouTube's and on Twitch. I stream Sunday through Friday, 2 to 7 o'clock. And gueststill.gg, the best raid Shadow Legends website in the world. Go check it out every day.
Let's go. PJ, where can people come and find you?
MXPJE on Twitch. I stream at least once a day, every weekday. Come say what is up.
Awesome. King, where can people come and find you?
Twitch.tv/king_copium. That you can find me right after the podcast. I'm live right now.
Let's go. And Zero, where can people come and find you?
Yeah, come hang out on the Twitches every Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Central Time. And of course, on that YouTube's is got daily shorts going out. And every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 p.m. is a new video drop. And I cannot wait to do one on gueststill.gg, one of the best websites on the internet.
Let's go. Well, let's
you.
start off with Zero Brew. What you got for a shout out for me?
Yeah, so come to me last, please. Go ahead.
He's like, I ain't
No, I
prepared.
know. There's a reason. It's not going to be pretty. Come to
Okay.
me last.
PJ, what you got for a shout out for me?
We're giving a shout out to Latgo. He's an awesome dude.
Nice.
Plays a lot of live arena. There's a link to his chat. I think he's in NSD Undead's what's it?
Clan?
Clan, yes, thank you. Can't think of a word. He's in his clan. Very knowledgeable, really good dude. That likes a lot of live arena, really cracked account. Definitely check him out, give him a follow.
He be wailing.
Awesome. Gessel, what you got for a shout out for me?
Well, I shouted them out last week. I'm going to shout them again this week. The guys have been helping me out with the website. Rultar, H2K, and and Stixia. They are amazing. They work hard. They're awesome dudes. You can see how great the website is. But they've also worked on their own website, Radle.today.
Love that.
Super fun website, kind of like Wordle. You go in there and you got to guess a little, and you got to pick the champ from Raid based on just a little bit of information. So they've been working hard on that as well. Go over to check it out. It's a lot of fun.
What is that?
Yes.
You haven't done
what
it?
about you?
You haven't done
No,
Radle.today?
it's on the
PJ?
screen. No, this.
I'll share in just a second. King, who you got for a shout out for me?
Controversial shout out possibly, but I'm gonna shout out Soul Saint. The dude busts his ass all week to put out quality content on YouTube and on Twitch. Super awesome community over there. He is a member of MAD, so he's been catching a ton of shit, but I mean, you can watch what this guy does live every day, and he puts in the work and he's doing it for real. So showing some love to Soul Saint, who keeps me entertained during my weekday at work.
Let's go. Zero, what you got?
Yeah, no, we love Soul Saint. He's the man, the myth, the legend. So it's gonna be tough for me to say, but my best friend from high school, most of y'all know him, Chuck Norris. He's got a major health issue going on, and just the thoughts and prayers to him and his family as he's going in for surgery in the morning. Yeah, I won't give any details on that, just to keep his private stuff private. But he's the guy that got me into Raid originally back in 2022. For those of y'all know my story, and I've gone to visit him. We reconnected later in life, and we've gone there. He came here. He's been on the stream before. Most of y'all seen him. He's done a lot of the emotes. He's a huge art guy, so he's done a lot of the emotes on my channel as well. So special shout out to Chuck, and hope he gets through what's going to be a really tough day tomorrow. And I will say his wedding anniversary was on Tuesday, and they were actually going to do it on Tuesday, so they bumped it up to tomorrow. So hopefully I have better news to share with everyone he gets through that. But if
Thoughts and
not,
prayers,
yeah,
man.
definitely thoughts and prayers to
Thoughts
Chuck
and
Norris. And yes, the real Chuck Norris, not the one that also just recently passed away.
I was just gonna say, I was like, wait a minute, he knew Chuck Norris and he didn't say anything about it when Chuck Norris actually died. And which, by the way,
Yeah, no.
I found out like a week ago, and I was like, oh my god. That said, yeah, no, we pray and hope everything goes well. Hopefully it's not too serious, but we'll
It's
definitely
tough.
Yeah. My shout out's gonna go out to my clan, Gallifrey. If you are looking for a clan right now, depending on whether you want to be, CVC active, or Clash active, or Siege active, we're looking for players in every category. We've got different, I guess requirements for each clan if you're looking for it. So feel free to apply. I will put the in the pinned comment on the YouTube side the way to come into the Discord and chat with us and figure out where we can best help you fit, help you learn to play the game, help you evolve your account. So if you are looking for a clan, please hit us up. That said, we are going to raid out to, of course, our favorite redheaded Fronley. So we are going to raid out to Mr. King Copium over on the Twitch side, YouTube side. Thank you all very much for hanging out with us, guys. We will see you again in 2 weeks from now. Hopefully I'm still alive and my wife hasn't divorced me for doing something stupid on her birthday. Pray for me, please, please. That said, guys, as always, moms, if you're out there, happy Mother's Day. Spend some time with your mom. Show her some love. Don't open up raid. Please don't.
It's my wedding anniversary too. You're saving my marriage.
Oh, there you go. See? All right, boys.
Congrats,
Thank
brother.
you all so much. Have a wonderful weekend. As always, much love, much appreciation. Be safe.